Hi, welcome to the show. Welcome to episode 8 of Rolling Reckless. I'm your GM, Matt Eads, joined by Oliver.
Hello.
Jay.
Hi.
Kevin is back.
Back indeed.
Paula is not here this week.
Paper towel now.
Never thought about this. I've never seen Kevin and Paula in the same room at the... No, wait, I have a lot, actually. Never mind. And Amber's here as well.
Hi.
Welcome to episode 8 of our live play D&D podcast. We'll get rolling here. Not too much to say off the top. Our next game is going to be on Friday. It's going to be this Friday. You're going to get a double hit of D&D if you want to come and watch. It's going to be a little bit different. Friday night, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard on the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/TalkingRecklessPodcast. We'll be doing a one-off, which is a short little adventure meant to be completed in a night. Kev will be DMing.
Yeah.
I will get to play. Max Gonzalez, one gassy Mexican, is going to be here.
Max!
Playing in studio with us. So come join us for that. Friday night, a Rolling Reckless Gaiden, if you will. That means that's Japanese for side story.
Is that what it means?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Ninja Gaiden, you know?
We'll believe you.
You know, that probably checks out. Senpai certified. Fuck off.
Yeah, you know.
So Friday, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard. Come and join us for that. I think that's all I have to tell you. Just check my notes here. Yeah, that's it.
So then...
That's it, yeah. We'll get rolling.
On that note, our main story will be delayed for a week?
Tune in on Friday and find out, my friend.
Oh, yeah, right.
Tune in on Friday. All right.
Get it.
When last we gathered, the Syndicate, a big recap for this week. The Syndicate was in Baldur's Gate, having fled east and looking to make a living for yourselves. You took up with the Adventurers Guild, and one of these guild jobs took you to Cornspar, where you met Arlith, a wizard driven to madness, who, with the help of some strange mechanical beings, claimed to be working on something. You recovered that something, a strange mechanical magical orb, from a pit deep beneath Arlith's house. On your way back to the gate, you ran into Ben, a lycanthrope, and a member of a group he referred to only as the Order. And he taught Lily to control her more bestial side, and in return, you helped him hunt down his former master, Tarim, who was a werebear. You found Tarim in Pirn, a small farming village, and you also found that Pirn was strangely abandoned. You were looking into these very unusual conical tracks that you were trying to follow. Returning to the city, having slayed Tarim, Holden recognized a figure from his past and followed them up onto the roof of the Adventurers Guild Hall. The figure turned out to be one of the Wolves of Nola, a group of mercenaries Holden had ties to. The wolf, a massive tiefling named Tacoma, offered Holden single combat. And after a brief but intense duel on the roof, Holden blasted Tacoma to the ground with a thunder wave. And with his dying breath, Tacoma told you that the other wolves would be coming. And he detonated traps that he had set in the Adventurers Guild, blowing it to pieces, killing Derek, the guild representative, inside, and destroying the guild hall. The Syndicate came under investigation by the City Watch in regards to the destruction of the guild hall. In particular, a dwarven sergeant named Aaron. After speaking with her and conducting a short investigation of your own, which included disguising yourselves as the sergeant and accidentally confronting her disguised as her own form, Aaron and her tabaxi companion, who had been following the party, they revealed that their allegiance wasn't to the City Watch, but to someone who allegedly had extensive influence in Waterdeep and some smaller amount of influence here in Baldur's Gate. The sergeant asked a favor, and in return would clear the name of the Syndicate from the investigation around the Adventurers Guild. The group, you were to help a ship captain retrieve his vessel, the Matero, which had been stolen from Captain Marshall in a mutiny. It was currently tied up in the harbor and being guarded by the Flaming Fist. You led a night expedition into the harbor, sending Loop with a amulet capable of changing one's appearance to the sea tower to try and lower the massive harbor chain that blocked your exit. And you did manage to get the ship out of the docks, luring the Fist as Holden tried to jump to the ship and didn't quite clear the gap, falling in the water. But as you began to sail towards the mouth of the harbor, getting closer and closer to the chain, it didn't lower. And in a moment of desperation, you saw Marshall climb into the strange carved stone chair, what you think of as a throne every time you've seen it. You watched him climb into that chair, and he shouted for everyone to close their eyes, and you felt this strange pulling, stretching sensation one that you're not totally unfamiliar with at this point. And everything rubber banded back, and as you open your eyes, you realize you weren't in the harbor anymore. Looking around from the deck of the Matero, you realize you don't hear the sound of the water. You realize it's much brighter than it seemed to be at the harbor. The moon seemingly casting much more light. And as you looked around, you realized you could see rolling green hills. You didn't appear to be on the water anymore. You appeared to be above the land and falling towards it pretty fast, which is where we pick up now. The 5 of you, not including Loop, Lily is aboard though, are plummeting towards the ground. You've all just felt this stretching, this pulling sensation.
Are our eyes still closed?
Are your eyes still closed?
Mine would be. You said to shut your eyes.
And you can feel the wind starting to pick up, rushing past you. You can feel the bottom of your stomach drop as the perspective kind of shifts. The boat starts to list to one side as it falls. You're not sure how high you are. You have a few seconds to react if...
I'm gonna have my eyes closed and
Anyone
I'm
like to do
gonna
anything?
hug that post. I'm just gonna be like this, screaming. My eyes closed.
In the time we have, I'm going to run to the edge and kind of brace myself, but also look about.
Sure.
And I see, what did you say? Rolling hills? And
Yep, you see fields below you. You can see, appears to be just not a dense forest, but trees are below you. And you appear to be approaching them very fast as you look down. You figure you're about, it's hard to tell, maybe 150 feet above the ground, maybe less.
brace myself on the...
Probably about 5 seconds before
on the hand railing. But be like, Marshall, what the fuck?
Okay. Turmeric, what are you doing?
I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna grab onto the other pole.
Okay. Lily will kind of do the same. She grabs onto whatever's nearest her. Anyone who looks at Marshall, you see him. He throws himself very quickly out of the kind of stone throne and down onto the deck and tries to grab onto just where the wheel is kind of anchored to the deck. And the ship hits the ground with a huge impact. All of you, it's you lose consciousness as it happens. It's almost impossible to keep track of what is actually happening, but you're aware of the impact. You're aware of the sounds of breaking stone. It sounds like you kind of fade in and out of consciousness a little bit, all of you, and you can... It's very, very disorienting. As you are kind of waking up and lapsing in and out of consciousness, it is strangely calm. It seems very like a cool night, a gentle night. You know, you think you can kind of hear bird song occasionally as you drift in and out. But all of you are unconscious. Some of you pinned under, you're not sure, debris. You can't see. You're in the dark, possibly pinned under parts of the collapsed ship. And those of you who do wake, briefly you are pinned, you are trapped in the debris of the ship. You're not sure how long passes. It could be an hour. It could be... It has been dark every time you've sort of come to, so you don't think it's been the whole night, but keeping track of time is pretty difficult. And at some point in this kind of fever dream state almost, Holden, you can feel little hands kind of shaking you awake. And Loop, you have discovered this scene through your ways and are shaking Holden awake. Loop, as you approach the ship, you can see it is mostly intact. The way it landed, it appears to have kind of on the combat mat, it appears to kind of punch through maybe like a thin ceiling to a cave or something below. But where the ship is sitting, it is kind of precariously hanging above this, what seems like, just looking down, it might as well be bottomless, this dark pit. this cavern that it seems to have broken away as it fell. You can see exposed roots, tree roots around the edges, and it does seem very fresh. This doesn't seem like it was here before the impact.
So as I am shaking Holden awake, I'll give him a cure wounds
Thank you.
for 4 hit points.
Excellent.
When I say you are unconscious, by the way, you're not at 0 hit points. You are story unconscious. Your hit points will be whatever they were. I mean, plus the healing, whatever they were at the end of last combat. Nobody's rested or anything, so everybody just have their spells marked off, and
Holy shit.
it's still in the middle of the day
Blue.
or at night.
Holy shit.
Okay, I got some questions, but hold on, and I'll run over to Bryn and to Turmeric and do the same thing.
Okay.
So wake up Bryn and give her 5 hit points,
I'm at max hit
and
points.
Turmeric
Too.
for 5 hit points.
You guys are both at max hit points.
Yeah.
Are you sure you want to use your healing?
Luke doesn't know that.
Okay.
He sees
Yeah.
the aftermath of this ship, which, by the way, should not be parked here.
You can hear Marshall stirring, where he kind of grabbed onto something. He sees you lying there, and you can hear him. He rolls over with a great amount of effort, and you can just hear him. He just kind of coughs.
I'll go over and sort of like check up on him.
Sure.
Also help him up.
As you stand
Up
up,
and at him.
looking around for your shield, it is on the deck. You knock it as you stand up, and it starts sliding as it starts sliding to the edge of the boat towards this pit. And before you can really react, it just goes off the edge into this cavern.
Oh, dang.
And you do not hear it hit the bottom.
Dude, don't
What do you think the
Okay,
expression was on that shield?
let's get off this ship here.
Oh, yeah.
This is
Is it like teetering?
It's not teetering. No, it seems it's hanging. It does seem fairly solid. You don't get the sense that it's about to like tip and fall. But it is at this like awkward angle where, as you stand up on the deck, you're standing on this like 30-degree slope, and things are loose, bolts and arrows and things that aren't attached are rolling off.
Can I check for my spellbook?
Sure. Roll a perception check.
Better be there. 16.
16. You see it on the deck.
Can I grab it, please?
Yep. No, it's not. It's just sitting. It's a spell book. It's not gonna. It's not steep enough that it slides off. But yeah, you are able to recover it.
I'm gonna grab it, and then I'm just gonna like run and jump off
Sure.
the side.
So the way the ship is kind of at an angle, it's about a 15-foot drop off the back.
Like from the back of it to here.
Yeah, it's towards the kind of the lip of the hole. It's closer to about 7-8 feet. Just
Okay,
the way
maybe
the
I'll-
angle of the ship is kind of has fallen in this hole. And it does appear to be just very kind of sparse forest around. The moon is full as it was up at or the night on the harbor. It seems that you would guess you are still in Faerun, probably still somewhere on the Sword Coast.
So it's like a recognizable area?
Well, the topography is. It looks like around Baldur's Gate.
Okay. Okay.
So do you all know how you got here? Because I've been chasing you guys down for the past couple hours here to catch up, and
How did you know where to look? How did you?
oh well, Bryn's little bird there, Samson, was quite helpful. I noticed it flying overhead, and it took off in this direction, so I kind of put 2 and 2 together that I might follow it.
So we're a couple hours away
You
out
can
of
see Samson is circling overhead.
out of Baldur's Gate.
Well, I mean, when I say a couple hours, I mean I had to obviously avoid the soldiers and the guard, which you have all very much got the attention of, I might add. I really feel that our plan might have been successful, and I take off the amulet and I toss it back to Bryn, and I say, if only this thing would have worked. I wasn't too, shall we say, invested in the intricacies of this particular item. I mean, I hadn't had it in my possession for that long, but turns out if you use it once, you have to wait until you use it again.
Oh yeah.
And
That's legit. Legit.
yeah,
I remember talking about that.
needless to say, when I tried to activate it,
Because Bryn had turned into the sergeant
Yep.
earlier in the day.
Yep, that's
That makes
100%
so
true. Didn't think about that.
yeah, so I tried to get inside and drop the chain, but just didn't happen.
It's totally something we would do.
You can hear Marshall laughing. He's still just lying like back on the deck looking up at the sky, and you can just hear him chuckling.
Marshall, what the fuck just happened? How, like, we got your ship, but now it's landlocked. It's about to fall into this chasm.
Chasm?
He peels himself off the deck and looks around and says, well, and he kind of looks around, turns around to the big stone carved thing and says, well, we got the helm out, and that's the important part, I suppose. We can rebuild the rest of it. And you see him looking down the cave, and he gives a low whistle. He's, well, that was pretty close.
So I know how I got here. How did you all get here?
Oh, like I said, it's nigh uncatchable in the open water. The harbor's a little cramped. I might have got my estimations wrong.
None of that is an actual answer.
He kind of chuckles and he starts walking towards the back of the ship, and he lowers himself down off the side, hanging by his fingertips. You hear him drop as he hits the ground. This can be Marshall.
Isn't that Marshall?
Marshall.
Oh, you got one? He drops off. He's kind of surveying the back of the ship and looking at it.
I'm gonna jump off as well
He
and
looks like an adventurer.
follow him to the other side.
Sure. It's a big drop for you. It's like 5 times your height.
Jump on
We'll
Marshall.
say not enough to take. Technically, it's over 10 feet. We'll say you're able to do it.
Anything over 10
Is there
feet?
like
Marshall.
any rope on the ship that I can throw down and use it to climb?
I don't think we untied the rope to.
Yeah, there would be, or there are handhelds. There are railings and things you can grab onto and kind of scale the back. There
I got
are
a
2
rope
decks to
on
the
me.
ship, so there are
70 feet long.
70-foot rope.
It's not precarious or anything, you said, and it's...
No, Marshall jumps off, and it does seem like it's stuck in place. It doesn't seem like it's about to tip down or anything.
I'm gonna go to the edge, like the front edge, and look down the hole.
Sure. Do you have dark vision?
I don't. Just a human.
Roll perception check.
You want me to look?
As you
I'm
kind
not really looking for
as you
anything.
kind of look after where your shield
Yeah.
flying down.
14.
14. You can sort of see the dimensions of it. Looking around, it does seem that this was a natural cavern of some kind, with a relatively thin ceiling that just seemed to crumble away with the impact of the ship. You can see stalactites hanging down from the tops of this cave. You can see glittering. They might be gems or crystals, or you can see something embedded in the ceiling. You're not really sure what they are, but you don't have a torch or anything either. I mean, it's kind of, you can sort of see them glinting in the moonlight a little bit. You're really not sure what they are. They could be just natural, like salt crystals, or they could be gems, or
I'm gonna walk up beside you with my rope. I'm like, you want to go down and grab it?
Nah, watch this. I whisper something under my breath, and I reach my hand down.
there's a second passes. You hear this, and the shield spinning like end over end. It flies back into his hand.
Oh my god!
Right, let's get off this tub.
So magical.
It's one of the tricks I've learned. Let's get off this tub.
Can I learn that?
I'll teach you. I'll try to teach you. I don't think I can.
That's pretty cool. I'm gonna also jump off the boat at the back and like survey what's around us.
Sure. Like I say, appears to be sparsely treed forest. Yeah, not a super thick forest. Marshall is looking up at the ship and kind of chewing on his lip, and you can hear him sort of muttering, sort of maybe trying to figure out how to get either a piece of the ship or the whole ship out of here. You're not sure, but as you go to shake Lily awake, this would have happened actually at the very beginning. Lily appears to be out cold. As you try to wake her up, Lupin, and you can give her a little bit of healing. Although you don't have to use a spell if you don't want to, but she seems out cold. She seems out cold. She's breathing fine, and you get the sense maybe something to do with her hybrid form or the nature of the trip that these 5 just took. You're not really sure,
Oh
but
shit, Tomb Weed.
she
pick
appears
her
to be
up.
out cold.
Yeah, we gotta get her off the.
Sure. As you two at the front of the boat turn back to head to the fallen lily, Holden. Something out of the darkness of this cave. You just turn around because you can just hear this something heading towards you. It is, I think, 17 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit. I'll
Brought us
take
right
this
into
time
the
to
ship,
say
didn't
that
this, Captain?
Paula's in the chat. She says hi.
Hi, Paula.
Sorry you can't be here.
What?
Her handle is the indecisive P.
That sounds about
This is
right.
fun. It's really funny.
That is.
Oh, weird. She's not in my chat.
What? No. Weird.
Aw, chat.
How does that work?
I don't know.
Oh, there we go. Yes, that does hit you.
Different instances.
Weird.
Okay. As you turn around,
Are you guys at the same time?
Holden,
What happens?
Still in
this
Mexican.
sticky substance, this glue hits you in the chest, and it wraps around your arms, and you are suddenly restrained. Turmeric, as this happens, you hear Holden turn around, and you hear the thunk, the impact of it. There's a second bunch of webbing heading towards you.
Does it just wrap around me, or is there impact to like knock me back?
Just wraps around you. You are restrained. 13 to hit, Holden. Sorry, Turmeric.
It's exactly 13. 'Cause
That's
I
it.
wouldn't have my
that
shield
hits.
out, right?
Well, yeah, not unless you say you have it out. So similarly, a burst of webbing hits you behind, and as you turn, Holden, you realize that these glittering clusters you saw weren't gemstones. Several of them are moving, and this appears to be a home to at least 2 spiders. As 2 bursts of webbing have,
Shit.
and we will roll initiative.
Aww.
Dun dun dun.
I haven't rested yet. I'm tired.
Yes, perfect
Not
roll.
my Holden dice. What the fuck?
It's the wrong dice.
Yeah.
I've got too many dice.
No such thing as too many.
Yep.
25 to 20. 20 to 15.
17.
Bryn, 15 to 10. Wow, 10 to 5.
9.
Loop,
4.
Holden,
3.
See how this battle's gonna go?
Turmeric. Ooh.
Ooh, yeah.
Great.
These damn spiders.
Is this a level?
So spiders go first. Looking into the darkness, Turmeric and Holden, as you're restrained, trying to figure out where exactly it came from.
What does restrained actually mean to us? To me?
No
Because
action?
you didn't get restrained, did you?
Yeah, I did.
Your speed becomes 0,
Yeah.
and you can't benefit from any. So you can't move. Your speed is 0. Attack rolls against you have advantage. You can still attack, but you have disadvantage, and you have disadvantage on dexterity saving
How
throws.
do we get out of
You're not sure.
restraint?
You're not sure. You have sticky webbing wrapping you up. There are lots of options you could try. Okay, so they see if they recharge. One of them does. As you're looking toward the front of the boat, you see these 2 huge legs emerge from over the side as this massive giant spider, who is just a spider, not a drider like our miniature. Put that one in the front of the ship. Starts to pull itself over. These legs are red and very chitinous. They kind of fade to white towards the joints, and you can see at each joint there are these two curved spines that hook over. And you can hear them digging into the wood. You can hear the wood of the boat splintering as this spider digs these what you think of as claws in and pulls itself up. And it is going to move up to Holden. Yes, right there. And it's going to try and bite you. What is happening with my music right now?
Advantage.
With advantage, yep.
Yeah.
That is 21 to hit.
Yeah,
22 to hit.
That'll hit.
Holden, you take 8 points of piercing damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh my gosh.
And that's a 1.
That's a 1.
That's a 1.
Okay.
These dice.
So you also
Ouch.
take... Damn, dude. 10 points of poison damage as well.
Ooh.
As you feel this hot flush, as this poison, you can feel it pumping through your body.
8 plus 10.
That's correct.
And it knocks me out.
Damn.
What?
Yeah. From 16.
Well, we just had a battle, so yeah.
All right, Holden is unconscious. You see a second set of legs from the front of the ship, turmeric, as another spider pulls itself over, and it starts rushing towards you.
Come at me.
Has advantage. That is 13 to hit.
It's
And I need you to roll a Constitution save.
Oh, man.
3 plus 4. Saving throw, Constitution saving. 7.
7. Okay. So you take 5 points of piercing damage, and that sucks. Only 3 points of poison damage.
So 8 in total?
Total of 8 points of damage. Yes, if you are. I guess you're not raging or anything, so you won't be resistant to any of that.
This is missing
Eraser for that one.
Yeah, it's been missing forever.
I have a pencil with an eraser back here somewhere. And same thing, turmeric. This thing rushes up to you, and it rears back, and you watch as all 2 legs stay on the ground to give it support, but the other 6 legs, they kind of splay themselves open, and they wrap around you as it pulls you in, and these 2 fangs sink deep into your neck, and you can feel the poison pumping through your body. Next up is Bryn.
I'm gonna yell out in pain.
Sure.
okay.
Was that a good scream or a bad scream? Do you know? I don't know. I can't tell.
This is 15 feet. How much of my movement will that take to get?
15.
15?
15 if somebody helps you. If you're doing it by yourself, climbing is difficult.
Okay.
Obviously more difficult than just walking 15 feet in a line.
Okay, then I'll just cast Chill Touch on this one.
Where are you right now?
I'm here.
If you circle a bit more to the outside, you'll be able to see.
So I'll have to move over
Yeah, I'd say
because I won't have to stand back to see it over.
a little bit. Yeah, I'd
Maybe
say like right
here?
there. Yeah, you could do probably even 5 feet closer if you really wanted to. You could just see the top of it.
Okay, and then I'll cast Chill Touch.
Sure.
Let
I feel like my music is not working. I don't understand what's going
me
on
get
here.
ranged as well.
Playing, but it like
Music.
stops.
I know.
Like each track.
Fuck. 6.
6 is not enough. Anything else, Bryn?
Can I? What was that? I moved. I was here. 5, 10, 15, 20. I'm gonna move closer to the boat.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I can do.
After Bryn is Loop.
I'm gonna ask Marshall. Marshall, give me a boost.
And he kind of looks down at you and gives you a nod. He's all right, ready, 1, 2, ready. He can boost you up, so you can move at your movement speed 15 feet up.
Okay, so I will get hoisted up to the back.
Yeah, he basically throws you. And
Yeah.
you're able to like land like.
And I'm like, whoa! Made it.
Cool.
I will then see the bad situation. And I will use my last wild shape for the day to turn into a bear.
Sure. Of space as the massive bear replaces the tiny loop.
And I want to say
You're probably better off turning into a bear
35
in
feet.
the watchtower.
Just stare out the guards. That would have been smart.
And then I will move up and attack, assuming I have enough movement, which I'm checking right now.
Feet.
You don't have our
5,
names and
10,
classes
50.
and stuff on
Oh
there.
shit! And I have the wrong screen up. Whoops. Good call.
Also, yeah.
Good call.
Talking reckless.
Playing reckless.
I do have
all
enough.
Damon.
Oh, I also have a climb speed, so
Oh, there you go. As a bear,
mean,
right?
yeah.
I mean, you have enough.
Yeah.
He's able to throw you up.
and then I will move directly beside Holden,
This side?
and I will try to
Boom.
get him out of the webbing.
Good call. Okay, it is a strength check.
17.
17 is enough. Yep, you're able to rip it apart. It's sticky and it sticks to your hands.
Your mouth?
The wording is weird. Or yes, your mouth and your claws as you're kind of able to
It's like
pull it apart.
taffy.
Who did you free? Sorry, Holden or Tumor?
Holden.
Yeah. Okay. He's free,
Holden.
unconscious but free.
Unconscious, huh?
Would you like to free Turmeric? You would be able to, because Turmeric would be like rolling around. You would be able to discern pretty easily if one of them was KO'd or not.
I mean,
I'll let it happen
no,
if you want.
No,
Okay.
I'm okay.
And that was the day the party died. Holden, go ahead and roll me a death saving throw.
14.
Okay, so that's one success. Turmeric, your turn. You're wrapped up in webbing. You can't move, and you attack at disadvantage.
I am going to rage out.
Sure.
Am I allowed to just try to break free?
You can use your action to try to break free. It's a strength check, but
Okay.
you won't be able to attack.
That's fine. I will use my action to try to break free.
Go ahead and make a strength check at advantage because you're raging.
Oh yeah! Dang. That's a little better. That's a saving throw.
Just a check. Just dice plus modifier.
13.
13 is just enough. And it's what throws you initially try to burst out of it and can't do it. And as you feel the rage building, you're able to slowly, this webbing starts to stretching it thinner before it breaks. You still have your movement if you want.
I will stay right there.
Sure. After
Lily, does she need she's... Would I know that? If I need to heal her? anything?
she doesn't. She's story unconscious because the
Okay.
player's not here. Anything else, Turmeric? You're good?
Did we decide that potions are bonus actions?
I think we're doing them as actions this campaign.
Okay.
Is that right? I know we've come across this before, and I want to keep it consistent. I think they're
I
actions
think it was
this time.
actions if you're using it on someone else, bonus action
Bonus for
if
yourself?
you're using it on yourself.
Okay.
Is honestly,
Is
I
that-
think
is that
how we
what
had
we've
it
been
set,
doing?
but I...
Because I know last campaign we play with our potion rules differently every campaign because I'm never happy with them.
I think that's how we did it last campaign. I honestly don't know how we did it this
Okay,
campaign.
we'll stick with that. We'll do bonus for self because it is easy enough to just boop, go.
Okay.
Bonus for self, act for someone else, and we'll remember to keep that consistent.
All
the
right.
rules, the DMG I think says that they're actions, but
Yeah, it does.
spending your turn drinking because spending your turn drinking a potion is no fun. Is why we do them as bonuses. Okay.
No, I'm not gonna do anything then. I am done. My move.
After Turmeric, Bryn, over the side of this cave where the boat has punched through, you see what seem to be smaller but more hairier legs. These dark brown, still clearly spider legs as one of them pulls itself up. This will be our little spider, and it's going to make its way towards you and try to attack.
Oh.
It pulls itself up over the lip, and it kind of, you see it tense, and it just flies at you. And that is a 15 to hit.
Hit. I'm gonna be dead.
We're all
Really, 15?
dying today.
Okay.
My armor class is really little.
This is a bad one for Lily to miss when everybody died, hey?
Yeah. Pretty much.
You take...
Lily's the only one left alive.
I have faith that at least one of us will survive.
You take 5 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And there's nobody left behind the ship, hey?
Oh, actually, can I use
Marshall.
Yeah, there's nobody except Marshall behind the ship.
Yeah.
Can I use my shield, which is a reaction?
It's a bit late now.
Okay. That's good.
I even,
I'll use it
you
next
gotta,
time.
you gotta remember.
Reaction.
I even hesitated because I knew you might
You
want. I
might
was
wanna
like, "Are
use
you
it?"
sure?
Yeah.
15, huh?
That's fair.
So nobody sees this, but from the other side of the ship, you can hear Marshall yelling, "Oh, we need more of them over here!" And you can hear this, some kind of an explosion. You heard it before. He used his weapon in the harbor. You're not sure what it is, but this. And Marshall is on this side of the ship. Yeah, facing that way, and he's right at the back corner of the ship. Yeah. As he attacks. Okay. There's one more spider, though nobody except Marshall sees it. There's one more spider on this side of the ship. Next is Big Spider. Big spiders. The one over Holden will...
He's gonna eat you.
He might.
Oh no.
The one over Holden is going to... it's gonna start dragging him back.
Oh, no.
It's gonna use its move speed to drag Holden 15 feet. Actually, it might have more move speed.
Now that it's not got the webs to fight with, it can just move you.
That's right at
Yeah,
the
it's gonna
edge.
pull him. It's gonna pull him 15 feet, and you can see as it is picking him up with the two. They seem more dexterous front legs as the spider wraps him up in those two, and the other six it starts scuttling backwards. The other one will attack Turmeric, who just broke free of its webs. It's 14 to hit.
I still haven't taken my shield out, so it hits.
Okay, con save.
Damn it. 8 to 9. Or a saving throw?
Yeah,
It's an 11.
an 11. It's just enough. So you take 5 points of piercing, which you're resistant to.
Yes! So that's half, so that's 2.
And you take 4 points of poison damage. As your half-orc constitution allows you to shrug off the worst effects of it. Next is Bryn.
Oh gosh. Oh my god. I'm going to cast. Do I take an attack if I stay in range?
No, only when you leave range.
Only when you leave range.
Yeah.
And how does the cone work? It's like here, and then so if it's like a 15-foot cone, it'd be like one like that. How does a cone work?
1, 2,
This way.
3.
1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 3.
Yeah,
Okay.
15 feet.
15 feet at the biggest, right? And 15 feet in front of you?
I'm double checking. Cones are so
that's how it
weird.
is.
I know
Yeah.
cones are so weird. That's why I'm.
We used to
I'm
have prints that we just held over the.
If he's here, 1.
Oh, yeah, that'd be
Two.
good.
Would
I don't know
that
where they
hit?
went.
I think that would still
It's
hit.
Just
a
get those, like...
Just cutouts into heavy
you know
hardwood
it's
would be-
3 square. It's a triangle,
Here.
3 squares by 3 squares by 3 squares,
Okay.
with the point at you.
The point of
Protractor,
Yeah.
that's what I'm trying to...
compass.
Okay, I'll probably still end up hitting. Okay, I will
Yeah, cones are so weird. They end up looking like you can actually hit like 8 squares per cone if
Yeah.
you put them weird.
Oh, you can.
They're really weird, but it is 15 feet to a side. It's a triangle where all sides are 15 feet long, and the point starts at you, which means you can cover some pretty interesting shapes.
Well, yeah. Then I could probably hit these guys this
Is that
way.
your foot?
Right.
Oh yeah, you could definitely.
That's so graceful.
What is the spell? Because it is an elevation change, remember?
Oh yeah, that's right. It's it might not be a good idea. It's a burning hands.
Yeah, burning hands
Start
wouldn't.
the whole boat on fire.
Burning hands wouldn't wrap the deck like that. It would just be this sheet that shoots up.
Okay. Then I will. It's here. Oh man.
I don't know if I can get to you. You're right there.
I'll
Oh.
use.
Space in between.
I know. Holden's about to go. I'll use magic missile
Really wish
to
it was
hit this
touchy
one.
weapon bond at this point, so you could have weapon bonded me from the chasm.
Yeah, where the way the ship is tipping into this hole, you can see
Can
it.
I just like?
Yep. Yep, totally.
Do you still have those extra ones?
I got a
Oh, by
D4 here.
chance. Thanks. 1, 2, 3. And I think I only have level 1 left. Yep. 4. 7 points of damage.
7 points.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it an action if I put my potion in your mouth so you could take it to Holden?
That'd probably be a bonus.
How does
Just hand off a thing. I'd say that'd probably be a bonus action.
how does item that sort of item
Well,
management
it's a free action to drop your weapon. It's an action to reach down and pick it up.
work? Oh,
If
but I
I-
mean pass it like hand to hand.
I call it a bonus action.
I'll use my bonus action to take one of my potions,
Okay.
even though I'm not that. I have a lot.
Yeah, you those 3
Like-
missiles, they leave the palm of your hand as they shoot into the sky in this like spiral, and then they come down on the spider. As it, and as the missiles hit, it drops Holden, and it reels back, and
Nice.
you get the sense that
You
it doesn't make noise, but
didn't like that?
well, you get the sense that maybe it's making a frequency you can't hear or something.
Oh.
It is waving its little mandibles in its face and like trying to clear its eyes from whatever is happening.
Oh, that's cute.
After Prince Loop.
It's cute.
I am going to go and take an attack of opportunity and move to back where the second spider is by Holden.
Okay. First spider chomps at you as you leave.
Like over there.
Yeah, it's kind of like in that back corner.
That's cocked. It's a natural 20, but it's cocked.
Woo. Fair DM.
16 to hit.
Oh yeah.
I forgot to mark off my actions.
Con save. What the shit?
19.
What the shit? You take 2 points of damage, 1 point of piercing, and 1 point of poison.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
All right, then I'm gonna attack that
I'm a liar.
spider.
I'm sorry, I'm a liar. 4 points of piercing, 1 point of poison.
All right, then I'm going to multi-attack on the spider
Sure.
with my bite. Is a 13,
13 is not enough.
and with my claws is a 17.
17 is enough.
And that is 13 slashing damage.
Damn.
Go for the bite, but turns out there's still a whole bunch of webbing stuck in my teeth. So as I go to bite, I realize that I can't quite open my mouth yet. And then I just get a little bit angry at that and lash out with my big bear paw.
It's a pretty good hit. Your sharp claws sever 2 of the front legs on one side, as this like dark red, almost black. You can't really see in the darkness. This ichor kind of sprays out from where the joint, the legs, it's separated, and you can hear them hit the deck and then fall into the cavern. Anything else, Luke?
That is it for me.
Next is Holden. Let's go ahead and roll death save.
12.
2 successes. Next is Turmeric.
I am going to pull out
I'll
the
be
great
fine.
sword and just drop it down on the spider
Sure.
recklessly.
reckless attack with Turmeric's greatsword.
Yes.
Did you guys ever detect magic on
Tacoma.
that sword? Or identify
Yeah, I
it?
did.
Yeah.
Is that
There was
Tacoma's sword?
something magic about the
Yeah,
sword.
that's Tacoma's greatsword. That big double-ended thing. It's like it doesn't have a point. It has a flat. It's a big greatsword, but it has it's like a crescent moon on the top. Almost it looks like.
Oh yeah.
Like one of
Like a
Cloud
buster sword.
Like Cloud
yeah,
Sword,
yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah. I will take the 15 because it's higher. Plus my strength and efficiency.
Proficiency, but yes.
Oh yeah. 20.
Turmeric
20's
action.
enough. Go roll
Fuck
damage.
yeah.
2d6.
Plus whatever from your rage, right?
Oh yeah, plus 2. Good grief. Oh, 6.
Plus strength.
Oh, plus strength? 9.
That's including the 2 from.
Yeah.
Okay, 9 points.
I rolled a 3 and a 1. Plus 2 for the rage, and then 3 for the
yep.
strength.
Yeah, you bring your sword down, and similarly, you're able to slice off a little bit of leg. These things aren't very mobile, you realize. They can move their legs pretty fast, but the massive, bulbous body seems pretty slow, and you are able to hack away at pieces of its leg as it rears back as you do, and you can see all 8 legs waving as it gets ready to attack you. The little spiders go. Bryn, the one in front of you, is going to attack you again. That's 6.
No.
And the one in front of Marshall will attack him. That is a hit. I need my. Where's my D4? I need my D4
Oh
back.
yeah. Sorry.
Tell him.
Okay. You hear Marshall cry out from the side. It was like, God damn it! And then you hear him return fire. I'm not sure how well he did. And it is Big Spider's turn. The one engaged with Loop will turn and attack Loop, I suppose. There's 19 to hit.
Oh.
These spiders are rolling hot. Con save. Damn.
Natural 20.
So you take 10 points of piercing damage
Oh, grief.
and 3 points of poison damage. Half as much damage.
You guys both looked at.
And other big spider will attack Turmeric. That is 21 to hit. Man.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll me a con save, big fella. It does have advantage because you reckless attacked. It does.
Mm-hmm.
That's still 21.
Oh, gosh. 12.
12 for the con save
Yeah.
is enough. You take 7 points halved of piercing damage because you're resistant.
3.
And 2 points of poison damage. And every time that these spiders, the fangs, every time they sink into you, you can feel the poison like building in your system.
Feels so good.
Next is Bryn.
Okay, can I try? So, like looking at that triangle, if I put my burning hands here and face it that way.
The burning hands can't do this up onto the boat.
No, not onto the boat. Like just away from the
Oh,
boat.
so yeah, to
like
not
from
hit the
this
boat?
corner
Yeah.
to hit this character, but like facing
Yeah.
out that way.
Oh yeah, easily enough. Yeah, not hitting the boat is easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna send my burning hands that way to hit this creature.
It's a dex save for me, right?
Yes, dex save.
Natural 20.
Okay, so you take half of D3. Half of 3d6 is
3d6? What level burning hands is
3d6.
this?
1.
Burning
This-
hands is 3d6? Really?
Oh wait,
Sounds
no.
about right.
Yeah.
Level 1? Okay, carry on. Sorry, that just sounded weird to me.
Do you need more?
I do, but I'll just count.
Okay.
You distracted me.
6.
6. 8. So 4 points of damage.
4 points of damage, okay.
Is there anything that's ignitable on that creature? Like his webbing?
He doesn't appear to be wearing any webbing.
Damn it.
Those 6 points, right?
Sack.
But the little hairs that cover it, it is very singed as this sheet of flame fires from your hands. It does try to duck under it, but you do catch a good side of it, where part of its green and brown armor is now charred black.
Stinky.
Anything else? Yeah, it smells like burning hair on that side of the boat. It's burning spider hair. It's really gross.
No.
After Bryn's loop,
My keen smell is really picking up that gross smell.
Charred spider.
I will attempt to multi-attack the spider again with my hopefully working jaws. Not working. And as a matter of fact, they've become even more sticky.
Still gummed up by the web.
Last attack. And 14 for my claws.
14 is enough.
For another 13.
13
Huge.
is enough. As you rake your claws, catching the bulbous body of this front spider, it just bursts like a sack as it, and this gross red liquid spills all over Holden. It gently steams in the cool evening air.
Does it melt the webbing off?
Oh my.
He's free. He's free already.
Oh.
Anything else, Loop?
I will, I guess, turn around and just move back in behind the spider that Turmeric is fighting.
Okay. Next is Holden. Go ahead, roll death save.
Come on, natural 20.
Ooh, close. That's a save.
Save?
Yeah, 19.
All right.
What happens
You're
now? I'm just unconscious.
Roll a d4. This is actually a little different. So usually you would regain consciousness in 1d4 hours. Well, roll a d4. What'd you roll?
4.
4? You will become conscious naturally in 4 hours. You will wake up under your own volition in 4 hours.
Okay.
If nobody helps you. After holding this turmeric.
I'm gonna attack
It's
again.
gross. It's like it's pooled in the underside of your shield. All these like spider guts, and it's very gross.
Just cover it. I'm back from the brink though, and that's all that matters. Can I have my drink, please?
Another reckless attack.
Sure.
Oh, reckless indeed. It's 5.
What'd you roll?
9 is my highest.
Total of 9? It's not enough. It's that big greatsword is hard to maneuver in these tight quarters, and the spider's just too fast as you're trying to like swing this big thing around without hitting your allies.
Saving throw supposed
After
to
holding after Turmeric is the spider on Bryn. Call these wolf spiders for differentiating purposes.
Do I have to call my shield before you call?
I say what the
Is it
number is,
action?
and then you tell me.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
Because it says it's a reaction.
Yeah. 9.
No.
Okay. You do you want a shield?
I do. Yeah, I have enough shield. Yeah. 12.
You sure you don't want a shield?
No, I
You
don't
could-
want
What
a
if it might use an ability?
No, it's okay.
Okay. it misses. It is. You watch as this spider is just. It's putting out little fires on itself that have erupted from the burning hands, where its legs are just trying to get some of these smoldering embers put out. The one on Marshall. God damn it! God damn it! You hear him again, and similarly, you hear the answering shot. Okay. And yeah, nobody's really on that side to see what's going on. Hey. Then his big spider, last big spider, will attack Turmeric for 19 with 19. To hit. Go ahead and roll me. Oh, sorry, advantage. Still 19. Go ahead and roll me a con save.
Yes. 16 plus 4. 10.
10. Okay.
I mean, 20.
20. Okay. 20 is a little better.
16 plus 4.
You take 14 points of piercing damage from the fangs. You're
Oh,
resistant,
gosh.
so rounded down.
7. Nice.
And 3 points of poison damage.
10. Oh, gosh.
Next is Bryn.
Oh, me already?
jeez.
Holy smokes, this is going so quickly.
The corn grows so quickly.
What I got left?
You should definitely do the up on deck.
I will.
2 points.
I'll cast Chill Touch.
Sure.
Hopefully I can I don't think this is worked once. 11.
I don't think it has.
Not this time. You roll an 11. It's just a straight 11.
I'm pretty sure it just says makes a ranged spell attack.
So plus your spell attack modifier,
Oh. I've never.
which is
Oh.
probably your stat plus your proficiency.
Is that the spell attack bonus?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. 16.
16 is a hit.
That's why it never works.
Yeah, 16 is a hit. Go ahead and roll damage. So that's why these spiders have
Broken
been
for 7 sessions.
fucking owning you guys so hard.
That's why she's been failing.
Yeah. For 6 points.
6 points?
Yeah,
as
necro
that
damage.
pale blue light leaves your hand, that spider freezes solid. And there's a moment where it shatters to pieces.
Can I use the
This
rest of
one?
my movement to climb? It's what? Try to climb up the side of the boat?
Yeah, it's probably just under 50. I would still call it
Under
15
15
feet where
feet?
you are there. You can use your full movement to climb up if you want.
Okay, I'll use my full movement just to climb.
There's a lot of
back.
handholds, and there are ladders and rope. Like, they're meant to be climbed out of the water. It's not supposed to be impossible, and you're able to do it easily enough.
Okay, that will be my.
Okay, after Bryn's loop, holding your undead.
I'm going to attack the hell out of the back of this spider.
Can you?
You get
read the book? Are you done
advantage.
with the book?
Do I?
Because of my totem wolf.
Because I'm
Because of
adjacent.
Rodney.
Praise be to Rodney.
Good thing.
20
Praise be to
for my
Rodney.
teeth, which finally comes unstuck from all the webbing. And 19 for the claws. I rolled 2 natural ones.
That's enough.
For
Oh, wow.
to be
Rodney
saved.
really was
Wow.
watching out for you on that one.
He's really winning us over here.
so for the bite is 7 piercing damage as I bite down
Okay.
on the back flank of this spider, and then 14 for the claws.
How do you want to do this?
Rip its butt off.
I'm gonna like grip into it with both of my claws and then bite into it as well, and just fling it backwards over top of the side of the ship so that it falls down into
Sure.
the ground.
Nice.
Sure, yeah. There's a moment where it
Finish him.
hits the side of the ship as you're throwing it over your head, and it hits the side of the ship, spraying guts all over the place.
All over.
A little more get on Holden. And then it slides off the front as it and falls into the pit.
Oh god, teamwork's going with it.
And we're out of combat. That spider is dead. Marshall has dispatched that one.
You probably dispatched it a long time ago. I was just standing there shooting it.
Just firing into the sky.
I did my job.
And we're out of combat.
And I will turn back into halfling form, and immediately start. Yeah. Oh, webbing does not taste good. Someone remind me.
Past the
Claws on
Loop.
webs, not teeth.
miniature.
Claws on webs.
Claws on webs.
I know, I was about to try to eat mine off too until I saw you do it. Well, I don't know.
I feel like that should be our new slogan. Claws on webs, everyone.
Claws on webs.
So let's maybe get further away from this cave.
Yeah,
It seems
I feel
to
like there might be more coming.
be bad news.
I'm gonna pick up both Holden and Lily.
What's your strength?
17.
And you can pick up 15 times your strength. So, what's 15 times 15? 15 times 10,
Enough.
150.
Is it
It's a
17 or 15?
struggle. 17. What's 17 times 15?
255.
Yeah, you can make a check. You roll an athletics check if you want.
Okay.
They're heavy.
What if I like drag one and carry the
You can
other?
drag them. You can definitely drag them. Dragging's a lot easier.
Yeah, I'll carry Lily and I'll drag Holden by the foot.
Sure, I'll say that works. I'll say that works. Yeah, that's an even enough spread.
Okay.
What are you guys doing? Actually, let's have a very quick pause. I'm going to use the restroom as you all catch your breath after this combat.
Wow,
and then we'll pick up in just a minute. We won't even call this an official break. Do we need official break? Should we take an official break?
I was gonna
go
eat
fill
my
my drink
hamburger.
Yeah, all right. We'll take a quick 5-minute break then, and we'll meet back here in 5, give or take. I'm gonna mute the mics, and we'll do our thing. See you in just a second. More D&D in a minute. Don't go anywhere. We're back. What are you all doing? Holden, you are unconscious, covered in spider goo.
Yep.
I'm taking these 2 unconscious people off the boat.
Sure. You're just dragging Holden off the back.
Yeah. Off the side.
Like-
It's shorter here, right?
Can I help him? Assist
Yeah,
him?
you can help him. Yeah. Holden won't take any damage this way.
I'll drop Holden onto you. And I'll drop Lily onto you.
Are you trying to catch these people?
Yes.
Okay.
Do I need to make a...
No, it's not easy. You fall under them, basically. You break their fall with your body.
Ah.
It turns out people are very heavy, especially limp people when they're just like thrown off. You're like, ah! But everybody's off the ship.
Teamwork
Yeah.
makes the dream work.
These 2 are out.
Marshall makes his way over. You can see he's tying a rag around some wound or something he took either in the fall or the battle. You're not sure.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah. So what's our plan here? We were supposed to get the ship back, and there it is.
Well, I feel like we've accomplished our task.
What are we doing with this ship now?
He kind
That
of looks
it's
around. He
stuck
goes,
here?
well, I suppose technically we got it out. He's kind of looking up, and you can see him and Han. He goes, well, I might be able to get the helm out. And like I say, that's the important part. Ship's a ship, but that points up. That stone contraption up there, that's a lot harder to replace.
The helm.
If it's intact, I should be able to jump it out. If it's not intact, well, won't matter much the other way.
Well, how did we get here off this boat?
Like I say, it's a very fast ship. It can go a lot of places others can't.
Like land?
Well,
Can I insight check him?
yeah, totally.
I want to gauge whether or not this is the ramblings of somebody who has something very powerful but has no idea how it works, or if it's like he knows what it is but he just doesn't want to say anything.
Okay.
14.
14. It's hard to get a perfect read. You get the sense that he does know what he has. And if it's true, if he was the captain of this ship, presumably he would know how it works and what it is. It's kind of the read you get often.
Okay.
Bit of a real world player DM game question.
Sure.
Is that how insight works? Like I can, just like he said, he's like, this is what I'm trying to glean off this from you, and then roll. That's how that works.
Insight is basically like, do I believe them?
Yeah, you can be like less specific, you can be generic, but
Yeah.
Okay. That was interesting.
But
for
yeah,
me. I'm like,
insight's a
fucking,
powerful tool.
I don't
Sometimes.
I don't ever use it. I'm like, I don't know how to use it.
Sometimes, right? Because you can incite the wrong things.
Okay.
Also.
Yeah, that's good. That was neat. Okay.
But yes, people were giving us a lot of flack last time because you guys insight checked the shopkeeper if he was fleecing you on gemstones, but not the sergeant who was like, "Go do this life-threatening thing, please."
It's the same as.
Hey, it's all
we're
about
always-
the deals.
We're always fucking trying to like get deals from the fucking shopkeepers, and then where's fucking barkeeps and fucking minstrels and shit.
Bingo!
Yeah. Oh dear. It's where our priorities lie.
yeah.
Oh, I think it's...
It's because we know what's in our cups that we drink.
So Marshall, what's your plan to get this device out of here?
Well, I'll go up there and well, it'll be pretty much like it was in the harbor. Probably won't see me again for a while after, I'd guess.
So, all you needed was the helm?
Well, getting the entire ship out would have been ideal. Had the chain come down, I wouldn't have to go find and presumably rebuild this entire thing, but
I mean, you
But not
also
a-
could have maybe aimed a little better.
well, I figured better 60 feet straight up than 60 feet straight down.
60 feet straight up.
But I'll do my best. You might want to stand back. Like I say, if the helm is cracked or there's any damage to it, this might be. Well, we probably won't see each other either way, so maybe we just say our farewells here, and
One-way trip.
I suppose you can
Well,
tell your employers that well, I'm satisfied for my part.
Is this like it's like the Adventurers Guild? Do we have a thing for him to sign? I was kind of
Yeah.
not really paying attention last week when we got asked to do this.
Not really. I
yeah,
don't
you were
think-
very aloof.
There were a lot of very nice squirrels walking by, and flowers then in the windows and scenery.
Well, don't you have a reward for us?
That's between you and your employer. You already tried to haggle a reward out of me, as I recall, and we've been down this path. Why, just 45 minutes ago in real world, game world time.
I assume that because the sergeant said that. I assume if the boat is gone, that the sergeant will assume our task is complete.
Well, and you can tell her as much. You can tell her
Well-
I'll keep my end of the bargain, but like I say, it'll take me a few months probably to get this thing rebuilt.
I don't think she has a lot of trust in our group as of yet. She might
He
want
shrugs.
something.
He shrugs at you, kind of raises his broad brim hat a little bit to peer out at you. The yellow skin again is very striking as well. It's between you and her, I suppose.
Bryn, you have papers and
I do.
writing.
I do have papers and writing utensils. Perhaps you could write her a short letter.
Maybe-
surely could, I suppose. The old John Hancock here.
Maybe add in a section about how we were above your expectations in
Well, I mean,
our accomplishing of this task.
he looks back at the ship, which, like, as he does look, it kind of like creaks, like, it starts to sag a bit into the hole, and he's like, well, I'll see what I can embellish.
Tell your friends to look out for the Bryn Syndicate.
Well, okay. And
Well,
BS,
here.
they like to call us.
he takes, if you have a quill and parchment,
Yeah,
he'll
I'll
write
give him
whatever.
one.
Yeah, sure. He writes you a basic note in this very like flowing, curvy script, which kind of surprises you. But writes you something that says like to the long and the short of it is they perform task as advertised, basically. So I'm satisfied with my service. We'll keep my end of the bargain. Plans push back a few months.
As a sage, Bryn's gonna just be watching and mention like, that's beautiful handwriting.
As he's writing it, looks like, oh, thank you very much.
Love your penmanship.
I had a lot of practice. And he keeps writing with that big quill. Pours whatever that little sand is on it. Hands it
Perfect.
to you.
Great. Do we need anything else, friends? I guess.
I guess we just stand back and
Maybe way back.
How far is way back?
Well, I mean, it's your life. You decide for yourself, I suppose. But
Okay. I'm gonna back up like.
I'm just gonna start walking.
Like
Which
over
way's back to Boulder's Gate?
I look up at the stars and
Didn't you come from there?
you can briefly see Samson as he passes
Yeah.
in front of the moon.
We have Samson.
I'm just gonna drag the two. Let's just start walking to where I think Boulder's Gate is.
Marshall starts climbing up the back of the ship.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to kind of tap Holden in the face. Just see if I can get
Sure.
him to wake up.
Holding your eyes open, and you're conscious. You're aware, but you seem to be paralyzed. Possibly the effects of the venom, the poison. You will be paralyzed for 1 hour now that you are conscious.
But his eyes are open?
Yeah.
But he's not like talking or
nope,
doing.
he's just frantically like looking around.
I'm just gonna be like shaking his head like, Holden? Holden?
What's the expression on the shield right now?
Grossed out.
He's covered in spider, steaming spider guts. But you can see the trail. You can see clearly where Holden's been dragged because there's this red trail of guts behind him.
Unlucky about that.
Marshall's made his way up back onto the ship, and he has plunked himself back down in this stone chair. He's having to kind of hold himself in the way it's tilted into the hole. And he looks out kind of at the party one last time. He goes, "Well, happy trails." And tips his hat, and you watch as he grabs both arms like he did before, and you see as he closes his eyes. And there's this brief, again, this sensation of everything's kind of stretching out long and being let go suddenly. And it is almost just this brief shimmer where 1 second he is there and everything kind of snaps back, and the stone chair, and Marshall appear to be gone.
The boat's still there?
The boat is still there, yeah. And as the chair leaves, it tips, seemingly the weight of that, what Marshall called the helm, was part of whatever the counterbalance of this boat, as it does start to kind of list into the hole.
Does it look like it's going to fall, or does it look like
Eventually, it looks like, maybe not in the next 10 minutes, but it looks like it will in a day or a week. It looks like it will eventually fall in.
Give it a kick.
I look down at myself and I look up at the size of the boat and I walk up and give it a kick.
Nothing happens.
Aw.
That's a good attempt. Do you guys think that that helm was probably more valuable than we really knew?
I mean, it seemed useful. I'm not too sure. I kind of got the idea from him that wasn't exactly telling us the whole truth about that device and where it comes from.
He also seemed sort of strange. Like, I don't know if anyone noticed his skin or whatnot, but he didn't really give us a whole lot of background information about him.
Yeah, not really. I mean, I didn't ask for sure. I don't know if any of you asked.
I think we made the attempt, but he was
yeah, it was very
not willing to give up.
Standoffish.
Yeah. So now what, friends? Do we just go back to Baldur's Gate?
Let's go collect our reward
Yeah, from the
sergeant.
Should we? Do we want to go right now? Should we set up camp? I mean,
I could use a rest.
Holden, you look like you're ready to travel.
1 blink for yes, 2 blinks for no. I think he wants to travel, guys.
Yeah, I counted 17 blinks, so I don't know what that means.
I think you're right. Maybe not so close to this chasm though, but maybe we can find an appropriate campsite.
Yeah.
Rest up a little bit.
I'm gonna kind of do a little scout around for 5 minutes or so, see if there's a place that looks like it's kind of good to crash down for the night.
Sure, roll a call this a survival check. Roll survival check.
14.
14. You do find a little ways into kind of this forest. You do find basically just a clearing that looks like you'd be able to kind of bed down and build a fire without too much issue. It's not super secluded or I mean, you're kind of just in the middle of a forest, but it seems dry and high up, so if it does rain, it's not gonna pool.
I'll build a fire and use my prestidigitation.
Prestidigitation.
To start a fire.
Sure.
And I'll kind of like prop Holden and Lily up maybe against a tree.
Sure.
Back.
Back to the
In the time it takes to scout out the camp and build the fire,
Yeah.
an hour does pass, and Holden, you are at 1 hit point and no longer paralyzed. The guts have like dried and kind of crusted onto you by now. Somebody thankfully at least wiped like your eyes clean, but that was about it. Lily still seems to be unconscious.
Am I still poisoned?
No,
Like, is that the...
no,
okay.
you are. I mean, you don't think you are anymore.
God damn it. That's bad. You guys
Always
good?
bad.
You guys okay?
I'm
Very
fine.
tired.
Good.
Yeah, you look like you got a little bit of the spider gunk on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a hard fought battle.
You should go wash up,
There's nowhere to wash up.
roll in the dirt or something.
Yeah.
Ah.
That'll only make it worse. Yeah, I'm just gonna sit by this fire and rest up. I'll find a bathhouse in back in Baldur's Gate, I suppose. You guys just let Marshall go, hey?
Well, you didn't speak up.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't speak up.
We can let him go. It's not like he was our prisoner, or
We did the job, and the job is done.
Right. Yeah.
we got him out. All is well.
I mean, that's what we were hired to do.
Good on you to get the written thing.
Yeah, it was more Loop's idea than mine, but
It was a team effort.
Yeah.
we got it done.
The Sarge probably you won't buy anything from us now.
I don't know if she's gonna believe that story, but also, like, if it didn't go well for Loop with the amulet, I don't know if they'll be looking for you when we get back there.
No, they probably won't be looking for me. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder how that affects our notoriety.
Well, I was planning to use the amulet to turn back into the Sarge and start promoting our group when we get back.
You guys, Lily hasn't woken up yet. I'm
She'll-
gonna start shaking her.
She'll be fine.
She's probably just really tired.
Just let her sleep.
Yeah, she probably took a real big bump on that fall. You'll probably have to carry her the entire way though.
Huh?
Yeah.
At least I got a chair backpack.
Kind of like a halfling size
yeah,
chair
I was like,
backpack.
it's really small. It's probably not gonna fit her.
It definitely won't fit both of us. That's
It's just like Death Stranding. Tie that fucking body up on your back.
Yeah.
And away you go. What are you guys doing? The fire's been built. Holding us conscious.
I'm going to sleep.
Okay.
I guess maybe I can keep watch for the first two.
yeah. I can keep one of the watches.
Sure.
Is that cover? Or is we need one more?
It's 2.
I think we need one more.
I'll watch the next one.
I have the utmost faith that you will keep a close eye on everything that happens.
First watch.
Yeah.
I'll do the
Go ahead
first
and roll
one.
perception check as you all sorely and stiffly lie down for the night.
4 for the first one.
Okay.
Should I roll the second one?
Yep. No, you die.
8 for the second one.
Okay. Seems to pass without incident.
Die.
You don't do a great job of keeping watch, kind of fussing over your spell book, which you got separated from briefly in the fall, and make sure everything's okay. Second watch.
I'm going to cast guidance on myself as I mentally prepare for
What is
my watch.
Read me the spell effect on guidance.
Once before the spell ends, you can target can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to one ability check of its choice.
Okay.
With a +5 and a d4, the total is 10.
Okay.
Are we dead yet?
Okay.
With a natural one, if
A
that.
natural one? Okay, that definitely factors in. A natural one that turned into a 10. So, Loop, you do notice something during your watch. You're kind of wrapped up in your own thoughts. Like, you sort of find yourself just staring into the fire. And then you hear just the faintest voice. And he goes, oh, there's something over there, isn't it? And you're like, what the fuck? And like, as you look around, you can see this glittering cluster, which you didn't. I don't know if you noticed in the cave, but looks like eyes in the dark. Looks like more than 2 eyes in the dark. Maybe 8. And you can see a couple sets of these on the ring of kind of the firelight around the camp.
I'm going to keep an eye on them. Stoke the fire a little larger.
Sure. And as you stoke it, it flares up. These shapes seem to pull back.
And yeah, just keep an eye on it. And when Turmeric wakes up, when I wake Turmeric up, I should say, I'll let him know about the importance of keeping the fire stoked.
Sure. Yeah, your watch does pass other than that without incident. And Turmeric, you do get shaken awake, and Loop points out these glittering bunches of eyes and tells you to keep the fire lit. We'll keep them back.
Oh. Are we by a bunch of trees and stuff?
It's not super thick forest cover, but yeah, you're in and amongst trees.
Okay.
Go roll perception for your watch.
18.
18. There are a few times where some of these groups of eyes seem to get closer. But luckily you're watching, and as they do, you're able to hold up basically a stick out of the fire, a torch, and kind of wave them back. And as you bring the flame up and wave it around, they seem to retreat. But there are a few times where they try to encroach. There's a couple separate times where you have to get up and like wave them back without waking your companions. But you do manage to do it. And as the sun starts to rise, these groups of eyes seem to disappear. As daylight does fall, you don't notice any creatures. It seems that they went back to...
Can I see if they left any footprints?
Sure, go ahead and roll a nature check.
Why? 7.
7? It's very hard to tell. The dirt is definitely disturbed. You don't pick up any clear prints or tracks, but there was clearly something circling the camp.
Nothing cone-shaped?
Not with a 7.
Darn, you guys, I just saved all of your lives. You don't even know it.
We were sleeping? You didn't even wake us up?
Good job,
You should call me the Guardian.
That is a good watch. This is what I'm talking about with our watches. We got to take them seriously.
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
All of the time.
Yeah.
Every single one of them.
Good job, team. Kept us safe at night.
How are you feeling?
Really liking the real dedication to the watch that you guys are showing. I'm feeling great. Thank you, Bryn. Thank you for protecting me.
Yeah, no problem.
Let's go.
So, plan then. We're just gonna head back. And, like, do you think we'll get arrested?
Why? Why would we get arrested?
Oh,
we
just
quite.
I don't think anyone
ruckus.
saw our faces.
I was not a part of that. So...
Nobody saw our faces.
I'm hoping not. I mean, it was dark, and for the most part,
I was on the
nobody
water
saw
the whole
me.
time.
Yeah, and then you guys were in the water. I think.
I mean, we have the amulet. One of us could change if need be.
I could go
check and see what. Maybe talk to
check,
the other
check
guards.
to see, talk around, ask the guards, maybe
Find out just
see
ahead of time.
See if anyone
is looking for us.
Yeah, like, hey, what was up with that disturbance down by the docks? That was sure strange.
That might be a good idea.
Yeah, just to get an idea as to whether or not we need to be
We'll send you ahead.
secretive coming back into town.
So, did you even go to the tower?
I did go to the tower. I watched as
Yeah, what happened with the chain?
one of the...
Good question.
I was watching the tower for half an hour or so, and I kind of caught as the shift changed. Watched somebody who looked like they were wearing, more high-ranking clothing. Got a good look at them. Waited until they kind of got out of sight of the rest of them. tried to activate the amulet, walked out, assuming that I was perfectly disguised, walked right up to the guard who was in front of the gate, told them, hey, yeah, I just forgot something inside. Just need to go back in and get it real quick. And he looked down at me and did not believe the story.
Fair enough.
So you just turned around and left?
What else could I have? The place was very secure. Getting in myself at that point was probably not going to happen. I tried to warn you guys, let you know that the chain wasn't down.
Pretty sure the chain being up was a good warning.
It's true. It was a little later than intended, but you know, it was a good plan.
I was gonna say, not all our plans work.
I had
None of our plans worked.
It should have worked. Just that this nature of this magical item
Yeah,
just caught us off guard.
I forgot.
Yeah,
Once
That's
per
all
day.
it was a little rush there at the end.
Yeah,
We just executed.
yeah, we went a little quickly. You probably should have sat on it for a little bit.
That's
But
why we shouldn't drink and
I think it was more
decide.
Marshall than anything. Right? He kind of rushed it. He really wanted that boat.
yeah, well,
Yeah, it was his fault.
Yeah, we
the
do
whole
tend
time.
to just 0 to 100 in less than a second most of the time.
Yeah. That,
You know, I was thinking as I was being completely stifled at the guard tower, the sea gator.
yeah. Yeah.
I was thinking to myself, you know, we could have like scouted this out, paid attention to guard patterns and everything
believe-
like that for a couple days.
I believe we had mentioned, hey, we should scout this out.
Yeah.
And then we were actually scouting it out, and then all of a sudden we were just in
It
action.
was just everything was going all at once.
Yeah. And again, it was Marshall. That guy. Yeah, he just riled us up.
he did. He riled
Really
us up a
wanted
little
his
bit.
boat back.
Yeah, we probably could have done that a little better, but
And he's
You know,
still,
it's
You know,
a
it worked
learning
out.
situation. We're out here in the
Marshall still
beautiful
Has-
wilderness.
part of his boat, the part he wanted, anyways.
Yeah, do you? I'm gonna head back to the boat and like search it.
Sure.
Yeah.
It takes you about 10 minutes to get back to the boat. It seems to be listed, like leaning a little bit more than yesterday, where you get the sense it definitely will, given enough time, fall into this place. But as you kind of start climbing onto it, it's not swaying. Seems like a hold for now. Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
tie it to a tree just.
This boat does have 2 decks, so there is a whole lower deck to search that
Ooh.
no one has ever been to.
I will guidance myself again.
Sure.
Let's all just be at the back. I mean, our extra weight might help, and then the little guy can just...
Well, are these trees or are these bushes?
What would you like them to be?
Trees.
They are trees. You're in a forest.
We can-
Redwood thick trees.
big sequoias.
I'm gonna tie a rope from this mast to, if there is one, to this
There's a
tree,
trunk, yeah.
so that it doesn't
sure.
go tipping forward.
Sure. Yeah, that'll
Sorry,
probably take about 10 minutes or so, but yeah, you can definitely do that.
That's what I'll do.
Make a intelligence check as you're doing
I need
this.
intelligence to know how to
Tie knots.
tie knot. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess
You're
that.
able to tie the knots well enough.
Hefty knot.
I moved that with my
13.
mind.
That was a bit
13?
of English on that.
With 13, you are able to realize that if this boat starts to go, this rope ain't gonna do fucking shit. It might cut whoever's on the deck in half as it snaps and like flies back.
Well, I think it looks good.
All right. You are able to, though, like as you're tying it, you're like, sink it. This is just to make me feel good about myself.
Pretty much. The others think.
As you're
I
like
did a good job.
twining, like, hey, look, it's safe, everyone. I got it.
They think it's safe.
What was your investigation roll?
I haven't rolled yet. I'm just preparing to see what enhance ability does.
So you were saying that, like, when the boat dropped, it like just revealed this. It like
Yeah.
broke through the rock.
Seems that it has shattered when it fell.
You know, it'd suck if we got attacked by more spiders. because we're here again.
Well, yeah.
It is the day this time, so it is bright, which you kind of learning what you did last night about the firelight, get the sense that they might prefer to stick to the shadows.
Is it like bright sunny day?
Yep.
Oh,
No, it's a pretty bright sunny day.
So I can't guidance myself because I have to enhance ability for Fox's cunning to give me advantage on the intelligence check.
Is what you're doing instead of guidance?
Yes.
Okay. You could guidance yourself.
No, close concentration.
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay.
Should have guidanced. 7.
7. You find that the bottom deck is full of provisions, it seems. You find barrels of water, those that are intact, some full of mead, wine, it seems. You find food, just basic, simple supplies, ropes, a lot of rope. If anybody wants rope, there is
rope.
thousands of feet of rope on this ship.
Take 50 feet of rope.
Things like hammocks, bedrolls, very basic explorer's kits. Nothing super valuable or magical, but you do find basic supplies.
Can I take an explorer's kit?
Yeah, it's not a literal explorer's kit, but like there are pitons, and you can find a mine pick if you want. Basic tools, things you would expect to maybe be in the hold of a ship.
So I'm gonna bring back the rope and like 4 bottles of wine that I struggle
Sure.
to carry.
Sure. These dark blue, they are like completely cylindrical. They don't have a spout like you would think of as an. They have a very little where the lid, the cap, or it seems to be some kind of a wax cover is on them. But they are these almost perfectly cylindrical, kind of dark blue bottles that you can't really see through. But as you open one, it smells like some kind of wine.
Okay. And I'll toss the bottles to Turmeric.
Sure.
I'll have one of those bottles of wine.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, they're pretty they're standard bottle size. What you think of as a bottle here on Earth, however many ounces that is.
I'm gonna drink the whole thing.
Okay, go ahead and roll a Constitution save.
20.
Okay. Natural 20.
Yeah. Plus my Constitution save, so 24.
Okay.
Turmeric, we got things. Oh, yeah,
It's too late. He's already putting it back.
Today.
It's good wine. It is. It's some kind of a fruit wine. You're not. Well, I mean, you especially aren't familiar with, but it gets drunk. You're drunk. Yeah, you're drunk. You're drunk for the next 2 hours. But it seems like good wine. Yeah, you put it back with no issue.
Oh, it's delicious.
Yep. You let out a big satisfied belch, and it only takes a few minutes. Like within 5 minutes, you can kind of feel the haze of drunkenness set over you, and you are the status condition drunk for the next 2 hours.
Drunk.
Is the
What does
food
that
and
happen?
It's
It's disadvantage on pretty much everything.
Okay.
Because you're too drunk.
but his charm should be up. Right? That's how that works. Like in
Is that how
Fallout.
that works?
In Fallout, it does.
He thinks his charm
Yeah.
is up.
He's feeling great.
You have disadvantage on everything except advantage on charisma checks and advantage on strength checks.
There you
Ooh,
go. Oh, he shrank
There you go.
some.
Is
that's all I need.
Is the food and
Drunk all the
supplies
time.
like I imagine it's like salted and so it like lasts like I'm asking if it's like rations that we can keep in our pack.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's stuff that is meant to last a voyage. Dried fruits and salted meats and
Canned
some
goods.
fairly. You don't see any canned goods.
How do
but
we quantify that? Just
How much would you like to take? You can take as.
Like
I mean,
3 days rations.
yeah, it's easy enough to carry 3 days of rations.
5
We
days
don't do it with weight or anything, so as long as it's reasonable, you can cram it into your pack.
I'm just gonna say
Fits in
5
my
rations.
pockets.
Yeah, you can take 5 days worth of rations. That'd be easy enough.
Okay.
Can I specifically check the captain's quarters for like maps or anything to see where the ship has been or anything like that?
Sure. As you are searching through that second deck, you do find a room that appears to be locked, which you would assume is the captain's quarters. But as you try the door, it is locked.
You want me to break it open for you?
I don't think we should shift any of the weight around in the ship other than me, but I'll let you know.
Bryn's got a rope.
Yeah,
Tied.
we got it tied down. I'll break it down for you.
No, don't.
Okay.
I like
Rope's
stop
not
and
gonna
brace
hold.
myself. Like, do I hear movement up? Like, does it sound like Turmeric is coming towards me on the deck above?
Are you coming towards them on the deck above?
No, I'm not going anywhere.
All right. So once I'm safe that the threat
I'm
is
too
passed, do I have any way to get through? All right. What kind of a key lock is it? Can I look through the key lock and see to the other side, or is there something blocking it?
It appears to have there's a keyhole. You can't see through it, but you're able to look into the keyhole, and you would assume it's a dark keyhole. You'd assume there's tumblers and lock internals inside.
All right. I don't know anything about picking locks.
Does the door have hinges?
Do I see hinges on this side of the door?
Not on this side. You would assume there are hinges, but it must open inward.
Can we, from the people on the outside, can we see any windows?
There are windows on the back of the ship, yes.
Loop, there are windows.
So we should go in through the windows?
I imagine that probably I don't know, can you break that lock? Would you like Turmeric to come break that lock?
Can you change
How
into
big's the
something?
window?
that
I
can go
like
through?
start like patting myself down, checking all my pockets, and be like seeing if there's anything that I have that I realistically think I could pick a lock with, and I come up with nothing. I mean, if
I'll try to get through the window.
I'm worried that the ship is gonna fall at any moment, so yeah, let's try through the window. That's way smarter.
They appear to be about 3 feet by a foot and a half or whatever. Big enough that someone could crawl through. As you're examining them from the outside, you're not really sure how to open them. If they do open.
Can I break it?
With what?
I'm gonna head back out so
Sure.
that I'm not on the second deck of the
Okay.
ship when this happens.
It's like,
You head back on off the ship.
Well, back to the top where everyone else is.
Okay.
And if they're getting off, then I'll get off too.
Okay. You're going to break the back window, Turmeric?
yeah.
Sure. It is easy enough to throw a stone or something. As you smash one of the back windows.
All right.
Go and boost him up.
Boost me up.
No, boost Loop up.
Oh,
Stop wanting
You're up to the window.
unbalance
Should
this
we?
thing.
Maybe we'll tie the rope to you.
I'm sure I'm fine.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
We'll see. And yeah, I'll climb in and see what I can find.
Sure. It's easy enough with Turmeric pushing you up as you tumble into the captain's quarters. You can see there's just a small desk in here. There are shelves, but they appear to be empty. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Uh, 15.
15. In the as you're examining this room, it becomes pretty apparent that someone has cleared everything out. There are no books on the shelves. There's nothing on the desk. You open the drawers and they appear to be empty. But as you're searching the desk, as you're opening one of the drawers, you do. It's very distracting when you can hear someone peeing as you're trying to DM a game. What if we just close the door and we peed? I don't know.
It's not how we live our lives.
It's live recording, y'all. You open the bottom drawer, and you are able to detect a false bottom. It seems a little too short, and as you knock on it, it definitely does seem to have a false bottom. And after a little more exploring, you're not able to find a. God damn it! Did you close the door?
I swung it and then it didn't.
You're not able to find a switch or anything to open it, but you're able to pry it open if you want. You think you'd be able to?
Yeah. I use my rapier and just kind of poke it in and
Sure.
try to pop it out.
As you do lift that bottom of the false drawer, there is this. You're initially not sure what it is, but it appears you've set up a trap.
Of course I did.
As you take 8 points of lightning damage, as these sparks As soon as your rapier touches the bottom of the drawer, these sparks
Holy!
shoot up, and they throw you across the room with enough force that
Holy.
you kind of hit the wall. And the whole ship, there's a second where it shifts and then seems to settle.
Good thing you tied that rope.
As I see this, I'm gonna kind of like grab the rope a little bit.
Yeah, the rope outside, you can hear, and you can see as like
It's like tense.
threads of it are starting to like twing, fly apart, like strand by strand, and you can watch. You see the rope is like twing,
I'm gonna
coming
try to,
apart.
like, just like grab it as much as I can, and then be like, guys.
Loop in the cabin. What are you doing?
Loop, you okay in there?
It's just I don't know exactly, but I think I'm okay. And I stand up and like go check the aftermath.
Sure.
See
You
if-
did dislodge the bottom of the drawer, and you see what appears to be. It looks like a small, some kind of a shiny silver metal. It appears to be a flask, something that either water or alcohol or a little, about, I don't know, whatever that is, 3 inches, 3.5 inches, a flask.
And that's all that's in there.
Yep.
Okay, I'll pocket it and
Sure.
Yeah.
And as you lift it, it does appear to have some kind of liquid in it. You can feel it sloshing around inside.
and then I'll head back and climb out and jump into Turmeric's waiting arms.
Sure.
So
Bryn, upstairs, more of the rope is starting to fray as it,
I know. I'm like, I should have grabbed more rope.
and you can hear the ship itself is.
Stand clear.
Seems whatever happened inside has set this thing off, as it seems it's starting to be leaning.
So there was an
Anything
explosion.
else? Okay.
Bryn, you're on the deck right now.
No, I'm not. I thought I was at the back because I was holding onto the
Where,
rope.
if you're holding onto this rope,
well,
where?
it's attached to the tree. I thought it was back here, but that's okay. I can. I'll jump off
Get
the
off
boat.
that boat. We're gonna lose the
I
boat.
thought it was back here, but that's okay. I'll jump off the boat
Okay.
and let my rope go if it goes.
It hasn't yet.
Rope.
Yeah, some sort of electrical surprise, I guess. I didn't think to check. Much like
I never really think to check
never,
either.
never think to check, right? Why would somebody trap their own stuff?
Should have incited that drawer.
It was important.
What did you
Yeah.
Wouldn't
find?
he have taken it?
I found this. I don't know. I don't quite know what it is, but
Detect magic it, maybe?
Is everyone off the boat now?
Yep.
I'm gonna try to push the boat off the edge.
Sure. Roll strength check.
With advantage?
Are you raging?
No, I'm drunk.
With advantage.
Good thing. It's only 16.
That's enough. As you start to push on it, it goes pretty fast. As you even just start to, you get the sense that it was pretty close, very precariously balanced. As you start to push on it, you hear the rope up top as it flies apart, and you can hear it as it like elastics back and hits the tree it was tied to. Bryn, realizing that that rope would have smacked the fucking shit out of her had she been up there, and it does start to tip into the hole where it takes a. It starts going slowly at first, where you can hear the entire ship as it, and then very quickly it seems to tip the center of balance over, and the whole thing just
Sweet.
slides into the hole,
Is there any rope left?
like hanging from the tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the broken end of.
How much of it is there?
How long
What'd you
was the
say?
whole thing?
70 feet?
It's probably about 35 feet left. But now
take
this
it.
chunk of rope has 2 knots in it, where the 70 foot was tied together earlier is broken in another spot.
I'll take it.
And as the ship does fall into this chasm, as it just end over ends, there is a minute where, well, not a minute, a few seconds, where you don't hear anything, and then you hear it land in the bottom of this cavern.
Woo!
Blimey, that's deep.
of all the things that I thought I was gonna see when I woke up this morning,
That wasn't one of them.
Was not at the top of the list, let me tell you.
A boat in like a chasm.
We should.
It's wild.
That was epic.
Well, should we
Yeah,
head back to Baldur's Gate?
Let's go.
I'm gonna pick up
Yeah.
Lily.
Sure.
I was gonna try to look at. I forgot I was gonna look at the hole in that to see if there was any like residue or anything from the helm, but
What do you mean? Like,
well, because like it was just sitting in the middle. Like how did they get it there, and like what kind of magical power was it? I don't know.
All
We
good
could-
questions.
We can go down into the hole.
It's gone now.
I think that might be a little bit deeper than
that's
our
really deep.
350-foot limit of how deep we can go.
Yeah. And our ability to climb down ropes isn't very strong.
Yeah, we don't want that all over again.
Yeah. Maybe we'll just head back to the city.
Let's go.
We'll get Loop to use the amulet.
Yeah, I'm kind of okay with just not ever touching that amulet again.
No, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You saw what the higher ranking ones look like, right?
It's just might
You'll be okay.
just be a trust issue. I don't know.
I really don't think anyone's
once
seen
a day.
us.
And anyway, even if they saw you, they didn't see me.
They for
wouldn't-
sure saw me.
It wouldn't hurt to.
Oh no, I was invisible.
No, you were invisible. They couldn't have seen
Oh,
you.
that's true. They might have saw Holden. They for
Hey.
sure saw Loop.
I fought a couple of them face to face, but I'm pretty sure I killed the ones that I fought face to
Are you
face.
sure? Okay.
Yeah, how did all that go on your end? I mean, I told you what happened on my end. Like, what happened?
I mean-
Because there was, from what I heard
It was all questionable.
in the aftermath, there was quite a few bodies.
I was in the water, and bodies were just dropping in.
Like anything
had
we
no
do,
idea.
it kind of just evolves into a massacre. I did try to make this really cool jump. My foot fell into like the crate, and I got tripped up, and I fell into the water.
Yeah, that'll happen.
One
Embarrassing.
of those things you had to be there.
It wouldn't hurt to sort of test the waters with the gods, but and just to see what kind of attention we drew. But I mean, I'm pretty confident that we kind of got out of there
Yeah.
without any sort of.
I mean, the thing is, like, the Sarge should be on our side, but if we caused a huge ruckus already, she's probably not gonna just let us out of jail.
We do. Well, I mean, that's another thing, right? We were doing her a bit of a favor,
Yeah.
right? And I mean, we kind of make it hard for her to sort of cover it up, but that's her job.
Do we want to waste a favor from her on just doing what she asked us to do?
I don't think it's a
Fixing
favor.
the situation that we caused.
Yeah. That we were using to fix the situation we caused before?
Just each task that we do undoes the last fuck up. So we're just in a perpetual cycle of fixing the last fuck up.
That's why you change party names every time.
That's funny.
Why don't you put on the amulet and see how everything happened last night?
Well, I tried the Sarge last time. It didn't go very well. Need a sweet talker.
You don't even have to. The Sarge is like a high-profile person.
Well,
Why
I'm
don't
not
you
going to be
regular-
the Sarge. That didn't go very well the last time. I think we should
That's
use a
because the
higher
Sarge
guard.
was there.
Well, I told you guys to check for the Sarge before you went. That was your only job.
Again, it all kind of just gets rushed. Also, they didn't see you. You could probably just march up to the door.
Look, if you're worried about being
That's true.
recognized, I'll go in first and check it out.
I'm not worried. I was invisible. I'm more worried for
Yeah.
you. But if you're confident, then that's okay.
I'm not worried.
Then let's just go.
Nobody saw me.
I'm worried your charisma's high.
I'm worried they're not going to let you in because you're too drunk.
Listen, I
Well,
pushed a boat
It's a little bit of a walk.
twice.
He might be sober. He might sober up by then. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess
He
by
did
then.
drink that whole bottle.
Yeah. All right,
You guys
let's
are just
march on
party
then.
poopers.
Yeah, let's just head a.
We're just gonna play Arena of Valor. Leave him alone.
Let's just head a.
You guys are heading back?
Yeah.
Okay. Any special marching order? Keep an eye out. Just...
I'll go first, and I'll keep an eye out on
sure.
That's good.
I'll be in the back.
because I'm the one who knows how to get back there from here. So
Okay. Go ahead
Can
and roll
I-
a...
Sorry. Can I call down Samson and give him a fish?
Sure. Do you have a fish?
Yeah, I have 2 fish.
Sure.
Kind of stinky, but I'll give him both fish.
Okay. Roll an animal handling check. With advantage, because you do have these fish.
What's my animal handling? 12.
12. It takes you a little bit of coaxing, where you kind of hold the fish out, like, hey, come on, buddy, fish. But eventually he does fly down from where he's perched on a tree. He lands on your shoulder and snatches up the fish.
Perfect. That's all I wanted to do.
Okay. Those of you who are keeping a watch out on the way back, give me a perception check as you head back to the beginning part of the day. A couple hours walk, as it's been described, to Baldur's Gate.
I'm watching the back.
Okay.
I
25.
got a 4.
Okay. You don't seem like you're being followed. You don't notice anything on the way back. Keeping an eye out. You do notice that as you can see the city in the distance. It takes you about an hour and a half. You can smell the city in the distance. And you can see that there appears to be a queue, a line at the gates. And as you get closer, it becomes obvious that they seem to be checking maybe everybody who passes through. There's a very long queue at the gate, and everybody you see that gets let through, most of them anyways, the guards either at least take a cursory glance through their bags and their satchels. You can see them removing tarps off of carts and looking through goods. They seem to be searching a little more thoroughly than you're used to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look at Loop and be like, maybe you should drink this so it doesn't go to waste.
Did you show me the wine or?
You should drink this potion. My Bela's potion.
What does it do?
Health potion.
They're just healing potions. It's
It's just a healing potion
they're
that I bought
outlawed.
from Bela.
Oh, I'm okay right now.
They might confiscate it.
That's true. It is contraband healing potion. But how about y'all wait here, and I'll go see what the situation is.
Okay. Sure.
Maybe tell them we have a little bit of a medical emergency with Lily.
That might work.
Try that.
Sure, we'll wait here for you. Let us know what you find.
Okay. I'm just gonna go up and just walk up and down the line
Sure.
and just talk to the people
Sure.
and try to just be like, hey, do you know what they're checking for? Do you know why the line's so long today? Kind of thing.
It's a fairly long line, and you are able to gather through various sources. There's some kind of no one seems to really be sure, some kind of theft or something happened in the city that has increased security. And they appear to be checking for just any contraband or magical items, anything dangerous. Just doing essentially cursory looks, but quite thorough.
Okay. And then I'll just head back and let everyone know.
Sure.
So I have 2 things to report. One is they are checking for contraband, but I think I can probably get our illegal potions through, no problem. The second thing is I didn't really get an idea of if they were looking for you. It kind of seemed like there was a theft of some sort, and they're just kind of just checking everyone. So I don't know if it's they got a good description of you all, or if it's that it's just a general lockdown. But
Well, not worried too much about me, and I already used my potion, so my legal potion is fine. I just have my regular potion that was from the guild.
mm-hmm.
Who else has? Anyone else have
Is that all?
the
they're
legal
checking?
potions? Just turmeric?
I used up mine. Can we use that written chitty? Be like, hey, official watch business with
For the
Sergeant Horn Smasher.
Yeah, we could try that. We could try that for sure and see if that gets us in. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe turmeric wants to hide that potion somewhere where the sun don't shine. I don't know.
Well, I can get the potion in. That's not a problem.
Yeah? Okay.
And maybe your sword as well. That's kind of an obvious piece. That,
Isn't it just a regular looking greatsword?
Nope. No, it has like a regular looking greatsword. It looks like a big sword.
Oh yeah,
and this one has
It's got that.
Yeah, this one is special.
It has it looks like a crescent moon, like a bladed crescent moon sits on the top of this. Otherwise, think of Cloud's Buster sword, but with this crescent moon on the top.
We could try to convince them that we have evidence
Of what? Or we just
that we found
we
evidence.
just try
I
to
don't know.
walk in.
That seems like a good
Yeah.
reason for the town guard to be escorting us somewhere
The
and
only
not
other thing
leaving
I
our
can-
side.
The only other thing I can think of is using the amulet to change into the sergeant.
Oh,
It's worked so well. It wouldn't work so well.
it hasn't worked well.
Okay,
My fault, but still.
give me the potion and give me your sword.
My sword.
It's bigger than you are. You can like barely lift that sword.
yeah,
it's
no, it's-
way heavier than you
It's
are.
not even on. It's basically just hoisted on my shoulder and then on the ground behind me.
You have to like dragging this thing behind you.
Anybody else have anything that they need smuggled into town?
Maybe I'll give you the amulet.
Okay, I'll put the amulet around my neck. Anyone else?
What's
have
about
now?
happen?
Now, I don't know. Let's.
Are you gonna change into a dog or something? Okay.
Are we good to go, or do you guys?
Just let me check if there's anything else. I don't think so. Okay, yeah, I think I'm good.
Okay. I'll wait until you guys are like close to the front of the line, and then I'll get in and meet you on the other side.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, then just the three of us.
So
And then,
you
yeah,
just
Or
walk
four
off.
of us.
I'm gonna hunker down
Can
and
you
like
take
keep
Lily?
an eye on them. No,
Okay.
I cannot take Lily.
Okay,
We'll
we'll
take
use
Lily.
Lily as a medical emergency to get in.
And then I'll just kind of hide in the underbrush.
Sure.
And wait until they get about 2 or 3 people from the front.
It does take a while. You say maybe 30-40 minutes. They seem to be pretty thoroughly searching almost everybody who gets through. But you do make it up to just maybe second in line. They are one group from the front. Loop, are you?
So I'm going to beast shape into a squirrel.
Okay.
And
Shrink your gear down with you.
shrink everything down with me.
Sure.
And then just scurry straight up the side of the wall.
That's easy enough. Yeah, it's not hard at all. Nobody pays you second glance. The rest of you who are going in, there's one group ahead. You can see that they are the guards have taken their packs and are lifting each individual item out and seem to be kind of examining. They're lifting up bottles, and you can hear them asking questions about any magical items, anything we need to know about.
Are they checking like any papers, sort of looking like written descriptions kind of thing, or
Not that,
we
you're
notice?
aware of.
Okay.
You've been into the city enough that there aren't papers. You don't need papers to get into the city per se.
Okay.
You don't see them checking any papers, no.
Okay.
But they are eventually let through. And the guards, you can see there's one human female and one male human. And the lady waves you up and says, yes, next.
Officer, we have our friend here.
Corporal,
is
actually, but
Corporal.
Corporal officer.
that's, well.
Uh,
Anyways,
the name's
anything-
Captain Taft.
Captain.
Yes. We have our friend here is well, she's a little incapacitated, and we just need to get in to see a physica, please.
She looks at Lily, who is thrown over Turmeric's shoulder.
Yeah, I'm gonna slap her in the face a bit.
Okay, and he kind of looks at him.
We're
Make a-
also on official watch business.
And I'll pull.
You see your eyebrows kind of go up as you say there's official watch business, and you notice that this is a watch guard wearing the watch insignia, not the fist. Official watch business of what nature? I'm believe it or not, official watch myself.
Nanya.
Yes, if you could present your goods, any contraband or anything, any outside potions or magical items.
I'll readily show my stuff.
And the rest of you as well, please.
I've got nothing.
I'll put everything up but the letter. We'll try to like shuffle my stuff.
Okay, make a sleight of hand check.
Why don't you want to show the letter? I guess it's you don't want to show that.
15.
Okay. And as you present all your belongings, nobody has any contraband healing potions. It all went to Loop.
Yep.
Okay. You look through the stuff. Whatever you present, you very quickly just sort of figure through the coins and make sure there's nothing hidden, coin braces or anything, and you can see him with great effort. The lady lifts up Turmeric's great sword, Tacoma's great sword.
I got a great
No,
sword too.
No.
Oh, okay, sorry. But they do a cursory glance of everything, and do very closely inspect things, lifting up weapons and looking at undersides.
My shield looks like as charming as it can be.
And she kind of picks up the shield, and you can see her hold it to herself, and kind of turns her head sideways, shakes her head, puts it back down.
Turmeric shield on shield.
Yes, the shield on shield is still there. And eventually they do seem to wave you through.
Oh, good.
You're not holding any contraband.
Easy peasy.
Okay, let's roll.
The corporal gives you a look and goes, make sure you take care of your official watch business.
Yes, thank you.
promptly. And kind of looks to the next group. And,
We gotta go.
Next. And you get the sense that, and you turn and can see her behind you, but this corporal is turning and watching you as you leave. And you get the sense she's maybe a little suspicious. But you do get away through the gates.
That's fair.
You do get away through the gates. It is getting on afternoon at this point. But you are back in the city. You're in the northern part, Temples district, where you came through.
And I'm just gonna kind of stay off to the side, like on the rooftops kind of thing.
Sure.
And I'll reach out to Bryn telepathically, and I'm here. I made it through. Just go about. Maybe I'm not sure where we're headed, but I'm gonna stay off to the side until it's safe to turn back.
And I'll respond. We'll probably have to drop off Lily, maybe at the Dragon's Flagon. So maybe we can meet you in a room there.
Okay, yeah, that works.
And then I'll physically tell these two. So Loop's good. He's in. I'm thinking we head to the Dragon's Flagon. Maybe drop off Lily in a hotel room so she can rest up. Give Loop an opportunity to change back and get our stuff all sorted before we head out. Yeah?
Yeah, let's go to the flagon.
Okay, yeah. We're going to go to the Flagon and get a room.
Sure. You do have to make your way through another gate to get into the wide from Temple's area. And this gate, like the outside gate, they appear to be searching everybody who goes through.
Okay.
And it does take you a bit to get through, but you present all your goods, and they are searched. But you do pass through. You're not holding any contraband or anything. And you are able to get your room at the Flagon for the 2 silver a night that it costs you. Whoever wants to pay for that.
I will.
And presumably Loop is in the area.
So we'll drop Lily off in one of the rooms.
Sure.
And wait for Loop.
She's still like breathing regularly.
Yeah.
Almost as though she's sleeping.
Yeah. We're just gonna maybe drop her off here, take a short nap.
Yeah, and I'll climb in through the window.
Sure.
Or if it's not open, I'll go up to the window and let them know I'm here. And then head back in and change back.
And as you do, there is this clang, all like the sword and all the items and everything.
Oh, this thing is way lighter when I'm a squirrel. And I just drop it down to the ground. And then I give you back your potion.
As you throw
And
that sword to
your
the ground, it like in a way that you damn sure the people downstairs heard whatever's happening.
Necklace.
Oh yeah, the amulet.
Who has the item card for that?
I think I actually gave it to you when you were
wearing
Oh, really?
Yeah, somebody should have the physical. We can give the physical item back and forth.
I was like, yeah, you weren't here, but we gave it to you. Yeah, should we see the Sarge right away, maybe?
Sure.
Appears to be pretty dead in the flagon, which you're kind of unused to.
Quiet.
Does seem to be quiet, whether it be the checkpoints or you're not sure, but
The watchtower for the Sarge, the one that the Sarge was in, was that in temples?
Yeah,
I don't know. Was it?
It was in temples.
Was it in temples? I thought it was in
Yeah,
temples.
I think so.
Okay, I thought so too.
Which
Which means we'll have to go through one more gate.
okay, we've been going through fine.
Well, yeah, except for Loop was concealing everything.
Oh, yeah.
We can leave everything here with Lily.
Yeah, maybe look it up
Yeah, that's
in
true.
our room.
Yeah, okay. We could leave everything with Lily, though. Maybe
Unless, ooh, I don't know.
your sword, maybe.
She can't really, if someone comes in, she can't really stop them.
Lock the
I mean,
door.
we don't, as far as we know, that sword doesn't do anything special. It's just a sword.
Mm-hmm.
Did you...
Well, I'll leave my potion here with Lily.
Okay.
I'll go talk to the barkeep and make sure that that they know that no one is to be let in.
It's a good idea.
Sure. Yeah, you're able to find Landa easily enough, and she kind of nods her agreement. You've been here enough that you get the sense, kind of, as long as you're paying for it, kind of accommodate however she can.
Linda,
Yes.
what seems to be the reason for all the security at the gates?
There's some sort of explosion or theft in the city. Maybe the guild hall yesterday. I'm not really too sure, but well, they seem to be checking everyone at every gate today.
This city's really, really tight ass about things, eh?
Oh, I mean, a building blew up.
Yeah, I mean, we come here looking for the freedom and opportunity to do what we choose, and turns out we're just under
Just constant scrutiny.
yeah.
Curfews.
Yeah, this place sucks.
I
I
agree.
mean, it's better than Faye.
Yeah. Let's not revisit that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. What time of day is it? Still afternoon?
Afternoon, 1 or 2 in the afternoon.
Okay, yeah. Let's go see if we can find Sarge. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Head back to temples.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, you do have to go through a gate, which you do manage to get through easily enough. You do find the watch house, the 2 guards on the outside. As you approach, one of them waves you through, gives you leave to enter. And I assume you do. Open the door to that very again the watch house in temples. As you enter it, it reminds you that it appears to be very, very old. Watch house was probably here before this nicer district of the city was. The outside with a very nice white stone facade, and the inside just this very like old timey the U shape of jail cells with the warden's desk in the middle.
Sergeant's desk.
Former warden, yes. Correct. She does appear to be at her desk. And as you enter, she looks up and goes, "Oh, you got back?
Indeed, we're back.
So, great resounding success. Ship back in the hands of the captain, merrily on his way, so on and so forth."
Yeah, sailing all the lands.
Like really.
Seas, we usually say. Sailing the seas.
Yeah.
Common.
I mean, that is
And all
one
the
turn of the
caverns.
phrase.
For once,
Right.
what he's saying is pretty accurate.
I'm gonna hand her the scroll or the paper.
As you do, she
Yeah.
takes it and unfurls it and kind of reads through it. A few months. That's. I see. And folds the paper back up, like rolls it back up, looks around at you, hand it to her, and goes, "So, Well, I wouldn't call this a resounding success, per se.
But you would call it a success.
That's right.
Success.
I might, and it appears that
Client got what they wanted.
that's what it says here, yes.
Success.
How do you measure your success? If that's
Success isn't measured in. I don't know.
You still drunk?
Sometimes I say a sentence and I just don't know where it goes.
you asked us to help your man get his ship back. We helped your man get his ship back. He even wrote us a little bit of credentials.
To be
Roll a
perfectly
persuasion check.
to be perfectly honest with you,
Her eyebrow, she has a raised eyebrow and is just like
any situation
nodding along.
It's a natural 20.
Okay.
For a total of, what did you say, persuasion?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, 23.
Look, Sergeant. The fact is, we got the ship back. The captain himself, Marshall, was the one who caused any sort of misadventure through the use of his device, which I'm sure you know everything about.
Kind of
Which you neglected to mention anything to us about the nature of this ship and how unbelievably worth more than 350 gold this job was.
Very much so.
So we did our part. The captain miscalculated in
Totally.
the destination of the ship.
I could see why he
we-
lost his ship in the first place.
We can't be blamed for that.
Ipso facto, resounding success.
Success is measured
23.
in happy faces.
Resounding is maybe not the word I'd use, but I'm inclined to agree. I think it was successful, and you're right, it was worth more than 350 gold. 600, I think we agreed upon. And she kind of rustles around beneath her desk and brings up a sack, which she had previously given you 300, as you remember. And you realize it's about the same size as that, and tosses the sack of coins, which is pretty heavy. It feels like about 300 gold.
I start counting on my fingers. I'm like, I could have swore it was only 350, but I mean, I wasn't paying too much attention last week, so.
No,
yesterday.
350 plus cost of supplies. We managed to convince them to pay for supplies.
Math still isn't quite there, but I'm happy.
Oh, okay.
Is that a DM question to the players? Are you working me here?
I was like almost 100% sure that it was 350. Like I watched the VOD, but I might be wrong.
I
also-
ran the
okay.
game, and I'm thinking, shit, okay.
Do you have any notes?
The way you're saying it, I'm like,
probably
oh.
I mean, I could be wrong. I could be remembering
I have
earlier.
no-
Well, she gives you 300, so I guess this wildly inconsistent character remains wildly inconsistent week over week. It's 30,000.
A favor plus 300 plus supplies.
Yeah, and she gave you 300 for supplies, which you spent on underwater breathing potions.
That's exactly what
I
happened.
think that checks out.
Yeah.
Sergeant Aaron thinks that checks out as well.
And a favor, of course.
Well, of course, the favor, I think we can officially clear you of any suspicious activities relating to the unfortunate destruction of the Adventurers Guild.
Yeah, and if you want to swing it positively to promote us, we wouldn't mind that either.
Can you make hall passes so that we
I'm
can
not sure
freely
what you mean.
lineups suck?
To get through the gates.
For the gates.
Yes.
I could perhaps, I suppose, temporarily deputize the fight with you.
Deputy Ravenclaw's syndicates.
Call it a favor from me to you.
What about maybe paying for a standing room at the Dragon's Flagon for us?
You could see her kind of hemming and hawing.
Aim higher, somewhere in
I could
Somewhere in Temple.
probably swing that as well. Yes, or a permanent room. I'll speak with Landa, and I'm sure she'd be accommodating.
Do you have any sway in any higher class
Well,
hotels?
doing a favor, remember.
Hotels?
Let's not push our luck too far, as it were.
That's what we try to do. Oh fuck, I had something.
Maybe if there's any other hiring opportunities, just keep us in mind.
Well, of course, we're usually looking for able-bodied individuals, much like yourselves, to grant favors here and there.
Absolutely. We would love to accommodate you in any other issues that come up.
I'm sure we'll be in touch.
Perfect. Anything else, friends?
With these gate passes, is it like a badge? Are you going to give us a badge? Are we getting a deputy badge?
Piece of paper, but you can wield it like a badge.
You wouldn't have anywhere to clip a badge anyway.
You don't have a shirt.
You're right.
One more question. Do you happen to know any particular skilled artificer down at the docks district?
Well, not personally or professionally. Most of them seem to be under the thumb of, well, he's a man named Penn. He runs most of the docks, the warehouses, any of the warforged you've seen. He likely owns them.
Pen?
Penn, yes, PN, short for penumbra or some such, I gather.
Does he work alone?
Well, no, I think he... But I'm not really sure, to be honest, but he owns, as I understand, every warforged you've seen. And likely just gets them to do most of it, I would assume.
Are we talking... Is he on the up and up? Does he run some sort of crime syndicate?
She kind of smiles. He's like, well, much like we're on the up and up, he's on a somewhat different up and up, shall we say.
We are very on the up and up. So...
We're so up and up.
Well, Sergeant, thank you for the information and for your time.
Well, of course, and thank you for a job.
Well done. You're welcome.
Well,
Resounding success, I believe, is what the media is saying.
I chuck another one up.
Until the next time.
Well, hold that thought. What does the if I were to say highwayman, what does that mean to you?
I think they're akin to thieves, bandits.
Capital T, capital H, capital M. Highwayman.
I don't really understand that, but that's, bandits, I suppose.
Your man Marshall had let drop a bit of information that was kind of curious. And I thought, yeah.
Interesting.
How interesting.
Makes a note.
Inside?
You want an insight?
As
Sure.
Lucas
Damn it,
insight checks.
Yeah, go ahead.
14. Wait, sorry, 17.
She's obviously being cagey.
I telepathically let Holden know that she's being cagey.
Seems like you're being cagey.
As you're telepathically telling him this, Aaron is just looking right at you. And smiling, even as Holden says, thinks she's looking at me cagey, she's looking right at you. He eventually, slowly pulls her gaze to Holden and goes, oh, does it now? Well, I apologize for any perceived caginess, but, well, what's to do? So if there is nothing else, I'll have your deputizations written in a moment, and anything else?
I would like mine to go on an amulet around my neck.
It's a piece of paper. You can put it between your butt cheeks for all I care, whatever you want. Let me just write those up, and it does right on her desk. Takes her a few minutes.
Can you verify that everything's in right order with those pieces of paper? Their teamwork.
Yeah.
Oh,
Of course.
Of course. Yes, we'll validate away.
Of course I can.
That's right.
It says we may pass.
He's not wrong. It does say that. And she does write up one for each of you.
Excellent.
And does ask, like, what she will ask what you would like for her to write down as your name. Does anyone give her fake names or anything? False names?
No.
Turmeric of the Ravenclaw's Syndicate, aka Deputy.
Captain.
Writes for a second, like glancing up at you. Grips the page.
First
hand
mate. Perfect.
Does it actually say what?
I don't know. Yours.
Mine.
As you examine yours, it basically says, such and such. Insert name here is
Okay.
acting in official capacity of the watch. You are to be permitted to pass through the gates and be on curfew as you read it. And that's Sergeant Aaron's signature at the bottom.
I read that.
We don't even know what yours actually says.
The whole list of names. Oh, that's excellent. Thank you. I guess I'll let drop this whole highwayman thing for now. We'll be on our way.
Well, until
Absolutely.
the next time.
All right.
Pleasure working with you.
How much do you think we could sell these for?
They're not going to sell them. Why would you want to sell them?
This is good.
Extra money.
Mention that out loud.
Yeah, and not in front of the sergeant. Come on.
5 of them.
Yes, we do.
Yeah,
And I turn and start walking out.
Yeah, I'm gonna just walk out too.
As you leave the watch house.
What time of day is it?
It's still like around 2 or 3, getting on to evening, but not quite there yet.
Do you guys want to check out this
Maybe
pen
4.
character? Check out the orb? See
Yeah,
what that's all
yeah.
about?
Yeah, let's inquire about that.
Check out
I'm curious
pen.
about that. I kept wanting to do that, but the mission
Got in the way.
kept, taking over.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Yeah,
it's
there's
one of the things on our
1,000
list. It's either this or goblins stole sheep.
Cows?
Cows?
I don't know.
Want M dead.
And then the cone,
There's also a giant wolf.
the cone
The
print.
missing people.
Yeah, and those
Yeah.
cone prints from that missing village.
But maybe this pen can tell us more about that.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
could
Let's go
probably-
down there and check this orb out. See what it's all about.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You guys head to the harbor?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
See what pen can tell us.
Let's take another quick break there. We'll take a quick little
Good idea.
2-3 minute break. I don't get the joke.
Pass me the gin.
Pen can tell.
Pen can tell her.
Pen and tell us. Okay, great. DM will remember that. We'll be back in a second. I'm just going to mute the mics. We'll leave the music running, and we'll meet you back here in just a couple minutes for more
Jokes 101.
Dungeons and Dragons. All right. Where were we?
Head down to the...
To the harbor.
Oh, fuck. We're going down the harbor?
Going to the
Yeah.
beach.
Okay.
Heading down to the Grey Harbor.
I'm sure it'll be
Alright.
fine.
Sure.
You just said no one
We've
will
got these papers now.
recognize
We've got these papers now. We're...
you. The what?
Papers.
Papers?
Papers.
Where from Cholt are you from?
The northern part.
Where from Cholt are you?
I'm kind of like South Central Chult.
Yeah. As you make your way to the harbors, you do have to pass through gates again, but as you flash your new documents, you do get way through pretty fast. You make your way back to the harbor, which in the day you realize are I mean, you knew they were big at night, but in the day are truly massive, cover the entire inlet of Baldur's Gate where it sits on the river. You can see a lot of these huge mechanical cranes, many of which are actively in use right now, lifting huge bundles, like nets of crates and packages and things off of ships. Some they're loading on to others. You do see a few of these hulking big warforged stomping along the docks, similar to how you've seen them before, carrying goods. And you see a lot of flaming fists in their white and red a fist on fire motif armor. Their presence appears to be pretty heavy on the docks this morning, especially as you casually, just kind of over your shoulders, look towards where the Matero was stolen from the night previous. There seems to be a lot of flaming fists at that dock in particular, but throughout the harbor, you notice quite a few of them.
That's 60 GP for each of us, by the way.
Sweet.
Including Lily, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody wants to write that down on her sheet.
Do you have the sheet too?
Now I got 82 GPs to spread the word of Rodney.
So that initial 300 that we got, that was split up evenly too, right?
We bought supplies.
Oh, that was all
Yeah.
all for
All-
supplies.
all-
All
Yeah.
for supplies.
Yeah.
I don't know how this thing works.
That's all right. I feel like I'm getting a little weighed down by all this coin I'm carrying anyway. So,
Oh yeah. Do you still need somebody to carry that for you?
I should be okay. And as I say that, I like start handing out coins to people as they pass by.
Sure.
So yeah, as I'm walking by, I'll just start giving people coins, and like, I'll give away like 15 gold.
Okay.
As he does that, I'm gonna say, praise Rodney and his kindness, generosity to you commoners.
Sure. As you're handing out these coins, Loop, you don't really realize it's happening until you get to the first gate, and you show your documents, and the guards wave you through. And then you realize they're stopping this trail of like 40 of these, you would guess them, just street urchins. It just seems like a ton of dirty children, basically, who are following you, all kind of trying to peer over one another and look for the whoever's giving out all these coins. And the few gates that you don't have to pass through, this queue kind of forms behind you each time, where the guards have to run off these urchins and kind of scatter them back into the district before you're allowed through the gates. But you eventually make it into the harbors. And you see what I've described, the harbor. It is very busy. Looking out towards the mouth of the harbor, you notice the chain is slack. It is not up as you saw it the night previous.
I lean in closer to Holden and see, I did do the job right. It just took a couple extra hours.
Yeah. Again, our timing was a little bit bad on our end, so it's good.
Do I see there's Warforged kind of like walking everywhere?
Not everywhere. They're pretty sparse. You're able to see a couple of them.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen. I mean, you do see, looking around, you can see two on the docks. One is loading packages from a ship onto the docks. Another appears to be carrying these big, very, very large timbers, larger than you would imagine something that size could carry on its shoulder. And you have seen one previous cleaning up the debris of the Adventurers Guild, but they don't seem to be too prolific.
I'll walk over to the one that's loading the ship.
Sure. It appears to be about 7 feet tall, taller than a man. They don't really have a neck. It's just kind of the top of their body is the head and the shoulders are almost at the same level, and they appear to be these like very almost squat big humans. But he's just loading packages. Doesn't pay you a second glance as it lifts these massive crates.
And I'll just kind of stand beside it and...
Sure.
Do you speak?
It doesn't even break step. Doesn't even pause. It just keeps loading packages.
I try my telepathy on it and try again. Can you understand me?
Same result. It just seems to be loading packages, loading crates.
I'm looking for your master. Can you point me in their direction?
Picks up another crate.
All right, I walk back to the rest of the group, and well, I was hoping that these constructs here would be able to direct us towards this pen fellow, but they don't appear to be very verbose, we'll say.
Do we see them like congregating in any specific area, or are they all just specifically doing a task?
All what? The Warforged?
Yeah.
You see 2 of them and 500 not warforged.
Okay.
Like they are very
They're very sparse.
they're very, very sparse.
Okay.
Most of the people here are of the living variety,
Okay.
or at least seem to be.
Are there like vendors or is it just mostly people?
It appears to be mostly fish. There are mostly ships. There are a few small market stalls that do appear to sell fish, fresh caught fish.
Okay, can I go to one of the stalls
Sure.
and ask? Do you know of a character named Pen?
This very dirty dwarf, and this stall, like it stinks. It's a fish stall. It smells like fish. He kind of he's very dirty and disgusting. He snorts as you approach it, and kind of spits on the ground, which you realize is very unsanitary around this fish that he's selling. He looks up at you and says, don't recognize the name. Nope. Can you be more specific?
Tinkerer of sorts.
Well, there's a few down here on the docks. Don't know any of them by name, but are you looking to buy any fish of any sort? There's some
No,
lovely
sorry.
rock bass here today. If
Yeah, I think I'm okay, but thank you, kind sir.
all right, you change your mind, I'll be here.
For sure.
Are these Warforge things working with other people?
They
Or just-
are working around other people. They're not like there's no like team tasks that are happening.
Are there people doing the same things that they're doing?
Yeah, there are people loading much smaller crates and goods onto ships.
Can I go up to one of them?
Sure.
And I want to ask them where these Warforge things came from. Who owns it?
You don't need a check for this. The person you ask, kind of as they're carrying packages, and you're walking alongside them, talking to them as they're moving to and fro from the ship and back. I don't know. Never really thought about it. They just, sometimes they're here to help us unload. Sometimes they're not. Just someone on the docks, I'd assume, owns them.
Okay.
It's gonna be harder to track down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Should we try one of the flaming fists, or is that just pushing our luck?
Well, maybe these Warforge have to go back at some point. Why don't we just follow it eventually?
I mean, then we're just waiting around, watching them do their jobs. We don't have anywhere to be at this moment, but I'd much rather not just wait around.
I don't know. This kind of seems like the thing we talked about earlier this morning, where like taking our time and doing it right might be the way to go. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, yes, you do have a point. Stand
Well-
corrected.
You think these Warforge would go back if they were damaged?
I think we've caused enough ruckus in this city.
Yeah, maybe let's not
Yeah,
start fights in the middle of the street right after
Oh,
getting our writs of passage from
Yeah.
from the sergeant.
What would Rodney do, Turmeric? It's at times like these you have to ask yourself, what would
We
Rodney
could-
do?
You're right.
We could post up. There's oysters and clams and stuff that we can eat and
Oysters, clams, and cockles.
yep.
Turns out.
Have some beer. Sit out enjoying the sun on the pier.
Is there patio seating at any of the?
Yeah. That'd be
You're able to
nice.
see, not immediately, you have to walk a little bit down the docks, but you're able to see there are a few pure side restaurants. Yeah.
That have
Eateries.
line of sight of one of these Warforged?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Here's it is.
Not too many. We still have things to do today.
Beers and dragon, ladies. Let's do it.
Yeah. Let's go.
Beers and chicken.
You guys
Yeah.
are finding an eatery?
Yeah.
Patio weather.
Yeah, and
Sure.
then just kind of camping out and watching the Warforged do their thing. And
Sure. You're able to find a tavern called the Cracked Pearl, which seems to be. I mean, as you approach it, you're kind of not sure to the quality of this place. But once you enter, it does appear to be fairly it is much nicer inside than you would expect. The docks being kind of dingy, the rotting wood, and the smell of fish, and everybody kind of very dirty and gruff. But inside it seems very, very like polished furniture and shiny wooden bar, and it does seem like a very, very nice tavern.
Is there any entertainment?
Not at the moment, unfortunately. There's no bards or anything playing at this time in the afternoon. But yeah, you are able to sit outside, and the tavern keep. They do have some basic food. You're able to buy for a few silvers if you want, while you wait and watch these Warforged. Is anyone doing anything else? You're just kind of sitting casually. All 5 of you just like staring at these Warforged.
I'm gonna
Patio with
mingle in and around the other patrons, kind of find out if anyone knows about Penn, or
Sure. Just listening or asking or.
yeah, asking.
Okay. What do you ask them?
So I'll walk up to the first group.
Sure.
I'll try to find a group that's
Appears to be
been here for a while, if you catch my drift.
Okay, yeah, you're able to find a group of appears to be 3 halflings. All seem to be male, and they are quite boisterous. You get the sense maybe a little drunk and maybe been here for a few hours.
So I'll walk up and, oh wow, you are all so tall.
And they look around. Wasn't I just saying how tall we were? You were just saying how tall we were. And there's a minute where they like share a glance, and the third one kind of looks around and goes, "Right, thank you. Well, and you're no short flagon of mead yourself."
Well, my grade of halfling is a little smaller than you all. I mean, you're all so impressive and knowledgeable.
We're pushing. I mean, you can see they all kind of chest out. Pushing 3-1, maybe 3-1.5 on a good day.
That's big. That's big. Barkeep, round of drinks.
It makes their way over, and the 3, you can see their eyes light up as they go, "Oh, I knew I could tell about this one." And yeah, you buy them all a round of drinks. It'll be just 3 silver here in the. Well, there are 4 of you, 4 silver total. 3 halflings and you.
And then. So how long have you been in town? Are you from the docks? Are you passing through on a ship?
And they all kind of look at each other and say, we're just passing through, adventures, sort of.
Much like myself.
Find work where we can get it. Nothing too dangerous or too serious. Or we do okay, but
somewhat like myself then.
When it comes to the violence, and they all kind of share a look.
How long have you been in town for?
Oh, about what was it? They kind of look 3 days, 3 days, give or take.
Is it your first trip through Baldur's Gate, or you been
first
here
trip?
before?
No, I've been here quite a few times.
Been here numerous times
days before the time, but never an extended stay or anything.
Hey, I'm looking for someone who I hear has some pretty good jobs every once in a while. Name a Penn. Have you ever heard of Penn before?
And they kind of share a look. I think it was, well, just gonna. You get the sense he's inside checking you. I've heard the name. It's not one you maybe speak out loud if you don't want ne'er-do-wells coming after you, type of thing.
Oh well, I'm definitely not looking for the ne'er-do-wells, but I am interested in a meeting with Penn.
And you can see they kind of look around at each other and goes, "Well, I gather he's the sort who finds you if you need to have a meeting with him.
If you make enough noise, is what you're saying. If he notices you."
You can see this one looks at the other two, and the other two are kind of like shaking their heads. "Oh, the noise might not be the... No, not exactly. Not exactly. But, well, I couldn't tell you where to find him. All I've heard is he finds you if you're unlucky enough."
Well,
they say he owns all the Warforged around the place.
That's what I hear as well. Do you happen to know? Does he sell Warforged to anyone else, or is it strictly
really be sure.
a Warforged monopoly here?
As far as I know, the rumor is he owns them all. Other than that, I'm not really sure.
No idea where one might find him or a proxy of his.
They kind of look around again. You can see one of them kind of nods to the other. There seems to be this like silent argument going on where one is nodding yes, the other one's going like shaking his head no. Make a persuasion check.
13.
13. Man, 13 is like just on the cusp. After a little bit of this,
your next 2 rounds are on me, and I put 2 gold on the table.
You can see the kind of the one halfling who was nodding no. You can see the nods kind of slowly turn to yes. He goes, well, I've heard if you ask around, there's a tinker here in the arbor. Just the one. Ask around. Mention him by name if you're feeling brave enough, and gather the. Well, it's a front. The tinker will presumably tell his people, or however that works. But make enough noise in there, and
do you know whereabouts the shop is, or the
it's
name
just
of
it's down the street. It's called the Grinded Gear. He's able to give you loose directions. It's the only artificer really in the area.
Well, thank you very much, fellow halflings.
Kind of nod along.
Fellow adventurers.
All right, of course. Well, keep your sword sharp.
And here's to your next job being a lucrative one.
And to you.
And I cheers him with my cup as
all 3 of them cheers you
as I head back to the group. So I may have found a lead.
Perfect.
At the Grinded Gear. It's a tinkerer's shop, just a little down that way. I'm not entirely too sure where it is.
He was able to. He gave you directions.
Pinpoint it. So we could ask there, or we could keep an eye out on these Warforged and go with the original plan.
I mean, the only thing I'm seeing when I'm watching these Warforged is I'm just wondering if there's a little man inside.
Well, let me tell you, I tried to talk to him and didn't seem like there was anything going on.
Noticed any Warforges taking off from the harbor yet?
Because, like, I'd stick one of you in their loop.
Yeah, the 2 Warforged that you're watching are still
ropes and pulleys.
Still laboring away.
Maybe that is how it works.
It's one of my biggest questions.
Well, we'll be sure to
I
ask.
bet you Rodney would know something about this.
I'm sure there's more information in the library.
Maybe if we pray hard enough.
And, I mean, again, my mind just keeps going, and if we could get a guy to, like, make it so, like, a full man, I guess that would just be a big suit of armor. Now that I think about
Are you
it.
in for a loop?
No, like, I mean, for me.
Oh, you want to
Like
be a
power
warlord.
armor.
You want one of those?
That'd be neat.
You think that guy could make us?
I'm just, a couple beers inside of me, some clams.
Oh,
No dragon
sounds like a
ladies,
really
though.
good idea.
No, and my head's just wondering.
Do you think they would make armor like that?
I'm sure that's what
like
the tinkers do.
heavy plate armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you can make a creature such as that can move on its own and accomplish probably very simple tasks, I'm not too sure. I mean, suit of armor for one of us seems like simple.
I wonder if we could, like, buy one from Penn.
I was actually thinking about that too.
That'd be awesome.
I asked that group over there.
Yeah.
They claim to be adventurers. I don't think they've really done anything of importance, but
One of them falls off his stool backwards as your size was like, "What?"
No scars to prove it.
yeah, they weren't entirely sure whether or not the Warforged are for sale.
Might be something to offer him if we find him.
Be neat.
Absolutely. I mean, are they just like creatures that follow commands, or are they cognizant?
I don't know.
anything about Warforge.
Yeah, they didn't seem, at least that they could talk or understand what I was saying.
Well,
Let's go down to that shop.
yeah, let's go down to that shop and inquire. I don't think we're gonna learn much just watching
Go
them.
to the gear shop.
What was
Did
it
you
called?
say how much the food and drinks cost?
There were a few silvers. Did we not? Did someone already pay for them?
No.
Oh, silver drink, and then another silver for the food.
Sure. I'll give a gold.
All right. As usual, you are
Praise
thanked
Rodney.
profusely for your generosity.
I tell them to thank Rodney.
This Rodney better pay off for you, eh?
He already
been-
has.
Yeah.
I'm his #1 supporter.
Okay, are we heading out? Let's go.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
Sure. You're able to find the shop easily enough. From the outside, it appears much like the other shops in the harbor. Wooden construction on the outside. You can see there is a sigil of the Tinkers Guild, the Artificers Guild, the little gear with a wedge missing out of it. And as you enter, whoever is entering, appears to be a very small shop. As you open the door, it is appears to be maybe 20 by 20, very small, like about the size of the room we're in right now, the podcast studio. And you can see, which is actually much smaller than 20 by 20, more like 10 by, I don't know, 15.
11 by 13, I believe.
And the floor is raised 2 inches, so it's shorter. There's a single desk in here. You can see there's a dwarf behind it who is wearing, you're not really sure, you can see some kind of a contraption, just the strap you can see coming around the back of his head where it presses into his kind of thinning and long hair that appears to go past his shoulders. He's got a big bald spot on the front. And he looks up as he enters, and you can see that as he looks up, this dwarf, one of his eyes is massive and the other one like very hilariously small in comparison, and it takes you a second, not really knowing what you're seeing, where he flips up the one lens of this contraption he's wearing on his face, which was magnifying the one eye, and he looks to whoever entered first. Who's coming in?
I can go in.
Sure. He looks to you as you enter. He goes, yes, what can I do for you? Welcome to the gear. And something worked on.
That's incredible. Is that magic?
No, just engineering, believe it or not.
Really?
The magic of numbers, that's right.
Oh, that's a crazy eye. What do you do with that?
Wait till I flip it down. And he
Whoa.
flips it back down and it gets huge again.
Bryn's just in shock.
I can see all sorts of things really close up through
Wow.
one eye. Flips it back up.
That's amazing. Me and my friends here are adventurers, and we've come across an artifact that we were hoping, we've been told there may be someone higher up that might be interested in looking at it.
Well, I could have a look at it.
We're quite connected with it. Maybe have you heard of the character Pen?
Why don't we want him to look at it?
Yes, I might have heard rumors, but
Seems too simple.
I'm not too sure who that is. But as I say, I could have a look at it. We don't really deal in magical items here, but it might be something I can lend my expertise to.
I don't know. It's not exactly my item.
Are you planning to steal it?
No, not planning to steal it. We just came across it. We were,
It's very unique.
yeah.
Likely, I assume someone referred you to the gear. Likely why you were referred. Not quite magic, not quite machine type of.
Can you? What is it you're working on?
And you can see he is working on. You're not really sure. It just appears to be an assembly of. You can see little gears and springs and little rods of metal. So it's meant to be an owl one day, but it's quite a ways to go.
Do you have? And looking around the shop, is there like a bunch of completed owls, or
Appears to be completely empty, other than the desk and the few kind of pieces on it.
surely you have something that you've manufactured in the past to show the level of expertise you have.
Of course, I could head into the back and grab something quite valuable. You understand? Just the moment. And you see there's a door in the back of the room, and he heads through. And as he does, he opens the door and he turns around and goes, "Don't touch anything." Closes the door. And he's out of the room for now, at least.
Well, like, can I look at the desk and it's just a whole bunch of tiny gears? There's nothing.
Gears and sprockets and rods and little flywheels. If you were able to recognize what that is, you probably would be able to,
Sure.
having read a little bit.
Does it match the same metal gears we found in the house?
Similar. They seem similar, and kind of in the way that all metal gears seem.
Is there anything
Pretty
cone
similar.
shaped?
Not like you're looking for. No, not that would make the prints.
Does
I
it
bet you it was a spider.
does it look like he's actually putting any of these pieces together, or does it just look like he's sitting over a bunch of unconnected bits of machinery to make it look like he knows what he's talking about?
Just glancing at it, it seems like there's a pile of kind of loose materials, and then there's a second. I mean, it kind of just looks like a pile to you, but it seems to have some sort of semblance and order to it.
Okay.
Or it does look like he is assembling these pieces.
Can I
Could just
pull
be a
out
front.
our list notes that I took previously
Sure.
on some of the drawings and like things, and see if there's any like similar pieces, I guess?
Sure. Make a... I don't even know what I would call this. Comparing documents. This might just be an intelligence check, I suppose.
I mean, I'm a sage. Oh no. We're not. 16.
16. Again, they appear similar. You recognize some of the shapes and things, but it is not.
Right.
He is not building whatever Arlith was working on.
Is there any ruins or anything on them?
Ruins?
Ruins?
Runes?
Ruins?
Runes.
You can make an investigate. How are you looking?
I'm like literally just leaning over and looking.
Make a investigation check.
There's like absolutely nothing else like on the walls and
No.
stuff.
Plain, bare wooden walls, which does seem strange.
16.
Very suspicious.
16. As you're
It's
like
totally
bent over
front.
examining these things, this dwarf walks back in. He goes, I thought I told you not to touch anything.
Not touching. Not touching.
And he comes over with you're not sure what he has, something in his hands, and he holds it up, and it appears to be a rabbit. Appears to be a rabbit that after you look at it for a second, you realize is actually a mechanical rabbit. But it moves and gesticulates like it kind of rubs one of its ears for a second, and you can hear this faint like scratching of metal on metal as it seems to paw at it. You watches the nose kind of moves around very, very realistic way.
But it looks like metal.
Yeah, as you examine it a little closer, you can realize it is made of this this plated kind of these overlapping. It looks like overlapping sheets of metal.
Okay.
But does it look like it has fur like
No.
on the outside? Okay,
No.
no. It's just
No,
metal.
it's the shiny overlapping metal on
Okay.
the outside. So when he holds it up, he goes, "It's not perfect, but work." Anyways,
What is
trying to make an owl.
what does something like that go for?
Well, it depends. They're mostly trinkets or toys, but maybe 200 or 300 gold, something like that, to the right buyer.
For a toy?
Oh, and he holds it up. It's very advanced, and you watch as the thing. It looks like a living rabbit. It looks at you, and it blinks its eyes, and the ears kind of
How does it work?
move. Yeah, well, what do you mean? It's
Does it do tricks?
It's a toy.
Suppose it might.
It's a toy. How does it move?
It just he sets it down and it hops on the desk.
What would
that
be the
it?
purpose of someone to buy this toy?
Oh, what would be the purpose of anyone ever having a pet rabbit? Something to keep you company, I suppose. I suppose you maybe could put some sort of a crossbow or something on it. It could watch your back when you sleep. I don't know.
Can you get it to do that? Shoot crossbows?
Well, for the right price, would you any interest in a rabbit that could perhaps shoot crossbows out of its back?
No. I'm more interested in a full body suit If you know how to make those.
Well,
Kind of like a full-plated armor.
I'll let you
suit?
know once I've figured out the owl, which is considerably smaller. We'll see if we can get some sort of armor or whatever you have
Or
in
pants.
mind. Maybe a shirt.
I could maybe just pants.
Maybe just pants.
Did you make these machines down on the dock?
The Warforged or the cranes or what you?
Yeah, the Warforged. machines.
No, make the Warforged. Nobody knows how to make Warforged.
So then why are there Warforged out on the...
Well,
Someone's gotta
somebody
know how.
did once, I assume.
Who do they belong to? Do you know?
Well, any on the docks? Not really sure. Rumor is someone owns all of them.
Someone by the name of Penn.
That's what the rumor is.
You know, there's also a rumor that you might know how to contact Penn.
Are you Pen?
If I were, do you think I'd just reveal that information?
I don't know.
We are a very
Probably not.
trustworthy group. Look at this face.
I'm not.
Look at that face.
Look at that hair.
Look at that hair.
It's very blue. Not Penn, no. And as I say, could be a myth or a legend. As there, you said you had something you
Can
brought
I-
to get looked at.
Insight him
Sure. Once
On
I
that?
check.
if he really does think that it's a legend or if he knows something. 10.
Appears to be telling the truth.
Oh, our minus charisma.
Don't you have advantage on being drunk? Or are you not drunk
I'm
anymore?
not drunk anymore.
So I'm
Yeah,
going
it's been a
to carefully take the wrapped mechanical orb, and I'm going to hold it in my hand and like unwrap it from the cloth case that I have it in.
Sure. And as you do,
You're
this
Don't touch.
he holds his hands up. I wasn't about to. And he kind of stands. Excuse me. He stands up and he's examining the orb a little bit. You can see he's kind of looking into where that section is missing.
Yeah, and I'm going to like angle it at him so that he looks directly into it.
That's very interesting. And he kind of seems to get lost in it in a way where.
And then I shift it away.
And he kind of shakes his head and he goes, "That's I've never quite seen. Where did you find such a thing?"
In a workshop of a tinkerer, much like yourself.
Interesting. Just wait here a minute. And he goes back to that back door and he opens it up. And as he's he's closing it behind him, and he says, don't touch anything. Closes the door.
I'm gonna start touching all this.
Like for real.
Sure.
How does the rabbit work? Like, is it magic?
Is the rabbit still there?
Yeah. Still there. It's kind of hopping around on the desk.
Can I pick it up?
Sure. As you approach it, it kind of backs away, like you would expect a rabbit to do. But you were able to kind of scoop it up, and you were holding this cold, rough, shiny metal rabbit.
Can I use...
Sweet.
Bryn, is it like magic or what?
I'm going to cast Detect Magic
Sure.
and then see what I see.
Yeah, you cast Detect Magic. Again, you get that strange orb that strange glow off the orb. The amulet that Bryn has glows. Turmeric shield glow. Holden shield glows.
My greatsword glow.
The greatsword does not glow. No, it appears to just be a regular greatsword. The rabbit does not glow.
Can I
Does not
cast
appear to be magical.
prestidigitation and create
Prestidigitation.
a lens?
Can you create a not with prestidigitation?
It says
no.
create a non-magical trinket that can fit in your hand that lasts for the end of your turn.
Okay, so you have a lens for 6 seconds.
And like look at the gears without touching them that are on there to see if there's any runes.
I'm already
Sure,
touching all the
I'll
gears.
allow that.
It doesn't. It says
make
it
an
lasts up
investigation
to an
check. Make an
hour.
investigation check. You sit around.
Huh?
What did you just read to me? Till the end of the round?
Until the end of your turn.
Six.
Oh.
Your turn is 6 seconds.
Yeah, okay.
But 6 seconds would, I suppose, be enough.
Then how come it says you can have... Okay.
As she's doing that, I'm just gonna pick up the gear and look at it.
Sure.
He told
You're not able to discern any markings.
Okay.
It doesn't. These don't appear to have any markings on them or anything. You pick up one of the gears.
Yeah.
As you touch it,
You're shocked.
nothing happens.
Ugh.
I take a bit of my rations and then offer it to the rabbit.
Sure. It hops over on the table and kind of sniffs at it.
Like, is it alive?
But it doesn't take any of the ration.
Yeah.
It's a machine.
It sniffs at it and then kind of
I'm
hops
just
back away.
perplexed by this little thing. It's a magic.
I wanted to buy it, but 200 gold?
I
Yeah.
think he said 300.
Yeah. That would be all of our earnings.
If we pull together,
Together.
we could save this.
Save this rabbit?
We could save this rabbit.
Do you really want it?
I mean, not for 300 gold worth. I was thinking like 20 I would pay.
Well, let's try to
If
make a
we
deal.
collected all the gold that you just gave away, then we'd probably be a lot closer.
Yes.
We could also just run out the door with it right now.
Yeah.
True too.
Could.
But
Yeah.
we do need information on that work by.
Well, then he can give us information
I mean, we could
for his rabbit.
wait for his information and then just run out with the rabbit, and then I'm sure, quote unquote, Penn would find us.
That's one way to
We
get
would
it.
draw some attention to ourselves.
Yeah. Like we just got out of trouble, but
He does eventually come back in to the room. He just sticks his head in the door and looks around. And as you pull your hands back, he's kind of looking at you. As, right.
What does it eat?
Nothing.
Okay. All right.
Come with me. Bring that thing of yours.
Where are we going?
And he opens the door. And he kind of nods his head back here into the back. And he walks through the doorway.
All of us?
maybe we'll
He's
go.
gone. And he walked up.
We'll go and like
Alright,
someone ahead
Take
of.
the rabbit with me.
You just pick it up?
Yeah.
Sure. He's holding it like under your arm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just petting it.
Do we?
Let's send turmeric first,
With the rabbit. Okay.
Why
Yeah,
do
with the
I have
rabbit.
to go in first?
because you'll be okay if you take a hit.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll go in last.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm going in.
we'll all go in.
Everyone's going?
I'm
Yeah.
gonna check
Sure.
for traps around the door.
While holding the rabbit?
Yeah.
Okay, roll an investigation check with disadvantage.
It's gonna look. Oh! 5.
Are you sure it's not trapped? And as you follow him through, you follow him to what seems to be a hallway, which is a little unexpected. The dimensions of this place from the outside. It doesn't seem like it needs to. It's not magical by nature or anything, but you are kind of surprised when he walks into what is very obviously a closed-off hallway. And as you're walking through, you can hear through the walls of this space. You're not sure, these very heavy impacts. They seem to be. They're not completely regular, but have a sort of regularity to them, where you can hear these. And they might pause for a second or two, and then. And you can hear quite a few of these heavy enough that they are like shaking the ground. You can feel it through your feet, as well as hear these very heavy impacts. And this chamber eventually starts to descend down. And they're kind of it's very subtle. It takes you a minute to even realize that you are descending into the earth.
Like an elevator type thing?
Like a ramp, like a very shallow ramp.
Oh.
Where it takes you a few minutes of walking down to realize that you are walking down. And eventually he leads you out through another door. And the space that this door opens into appear to be 2 more doors. And this thinker stands in front of one, and he has opened the door and is standing in front of one, kind of sweeping his arm to the other, directing you through. He goes, right, well, who you're looking for is through there.
You said you didn't know who we were.
I
I believed you.
He looks at the rabbit. He goes, you're not allowed to keep that.
Well, you're not
away.
allowed to lie.
Through the door, if you please.
Oh, walk through the door.
And
with
as
the
you do,
rabbit
as you do, he goes to take the rabbit from under your arm as you walk past him.
and glare at him.
Did you give it up?
Not yet.
He pulls on it. Are you gonna let him have it?
Okay, fine. I'll just, when he's trying to pull his hardest, I'm just gonna.
Sure. And as he's grabbing, and he kind of stumbles back. He's good for nothing. You hear him muttering under his breath as he stomps away. And he seems to be stomping back out the hallway, leaving you alone in this two-doored room.
All right.
But you are alone. He has indicated the door for you to proceed through.
Turmeric?
Let's go in.
Let's go.
Aren't you guys following me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
we're
follow
all
you
there.
in.
Sure. As you open the door, this door seems to lead to a very, very lavish. You would think of it as an office, but as you open the door, you can see polished white stone. You would guess marble. It seems to be very, very well lit in here. You can see all the lights reflecting back at you off all the various polished surfaces. Looking around the room, you can see books. The walls covered in shelves, which are just laden with heavy, thick hardcover books and various leather, various colored covers. And there is a massive, massive hardwood desk in the center of this space. And even behind the desk, you can see there are plinths, these stone stands with, they appear to be vases, some kind of artwork, some kind of pottery on top of them. And you can see there is a older gnome. He'd be a senior. He is, again, gnomes have strange lifespans, but you would consider him old. He's balding. His hair was maybe once blonde. It's kind of going white, most of it. And as he looks up, the first thing you notice, he's wearing these incredibly shiny spectacles. They appear to just be solid gold spectacles. And as you make your way up, he adjusts them. They're pretty low on his nose, and he kind of pushes them up and takes you all in. He goes, yes, you have something to show me, I
Do I recognize any of the titles of the books?
make a history check, I suppose. You make a history check.
18.
18. You do recognize quite a few of them. There are books on things like engineering and things you would associate with tinkering.
Okay. Nothing
Various
of note?
metals compositions. You see some that relate to studies of magic. You see some that relate to various parts of the world, geographies and topographies of specific areas of the world that you have maybe read the same tome at some point in the libraries. It does appear to be a fairly broad library. Yeah.
Are you Pen?
I am. Do you have something for me, or it's a fairly select few who get led through these doors?
And I show him the orb.
Okay. As you do, he seems to be staring into it, and without looking out of the orb to you, Lupius, where did you find this?
Nunya.
Came into our possession a few days ago in a tinkerer's workshop that we found ourselves in.
Interesting. This item was, forgive my bluntness, acquired by force, stolen.
I mean,
People looking
Found it.
for it.
No.
Point of order. This was inside one of the
Junks.
the
Machines.
no the machine things.
No.
It wasn't. It wasn't
I
in
found
one.
it in
No.
the
It was in the pit
junkyard.
down there.
Oh, okay. It was just in the junk pile.
Yeah.
And what were those? Modrons, right?
The characters don't know that word.
Okay. We found it in a scrap pit with a bunch of mechanical
Gears.
creatures. They were And I describe them, the legs and the narrow bodies and the eyeballs in the center, and
Kind of.
and I describe them to the best of my ability.
He sort of nods along. Well, he bends down to the drawers on his desk, and you get this as he's unlocking one. He's fiddling with something, and you can hear things moving. And it seems to be sliding a drawer open, but comes back up with a similar sized package. Something seems to be wrapped in cloth, and as he pulls the cloth off, it appears to be very similar to the orb you have. Similarly, appears to be missing a part to it, and he sets it on the desk. And with them both side by side, it's pretty obvious that these two are identical. And he looks at them both. Interesting.
Do they react to each other at all, or is it just...
They don't seem to be.
No, okay.
What is it? What are these things?
Oh, I confess I'm not entirely sure, but I think they might have something to do with creating Warforged.
We were under the impression that you created the Warforged.
Well, own the Warforged, yes. Created. It's a secret that's been lost.
How'd you come into possession of the Warforged?
Well, money.
Oh.
Money.
Kind of looks at the orb. Well, this trinket, is it for sale?
Is yours for sale?
No, I would quite like to hang on to mine.
Where'd you get yours? We told you where we got ours.
Well, as I say, it was acquired in a purchase.
Do the two orbs look like they fit together?
No.
No.
They look like
they're
literal
the
copies.
same,
They look like
but-
carbon copies of one another.
What exactly do they do?
I confess I'm not entirely sure. I suspect these are incomplete. And he kind of pokes a finger into the missing space.
Have you tried to complete it in any way? I mean...
Well, it's a strange thing. It resists attempts to be worked on. It's hard to even look at sometimes, I find.
Yeah, we found that as well. Kind of gives you a little dizzies.
Yeah, a bit of a migraine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can see him still looking at the orb. Well, I am prepared to offer you 500 gold for this.
500 gold? You could barely buy a rabbit for that.
Oh, I tell you what, I could throw in a rabbit if that's what it takes.
The rep. I don't know if we're ready to get rid of this yet.
Yeah, this is...
Perhaps we could work together, though.
Stop looking at me like that. I know you want the rabbit.
Yeah.
We could say 500 gold and a chance for work. Paying work,
Chance
of
for
course.
work.
And he kind of gestures around at the office. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm quite well off.
What was the name of the tinkerer back at Corn Spa?
I have it written down.
Corn Spa.
Arlith.
Arlith. Arneth.
You familiar with a man named Arlith down in Corn Spa? He's a tinkerer. It's like you.
I thought it was a wizard.
Heard a village, I think. Confess I'm not.
He was working on stuff. Show him your little drawings. See if he can make anything out of that.
Sure. I'll pull out my notes with the ruins and stuff
Sure.
and see if he...
Why do I feel like this is like the last campaign where I just gave the big bad our entire plot and our entire plan, and then it all turned out poorly for us?
Hey, man, we just go with it, okay? It's fine. I'll give them the notes.
Yeah, he examines them for a while.
Oh gosh.
Does this make any sense to you?
Oh, they seem to be pertaining to the devices here, and it gestures to the orbs on the table.
Does it mention anything about, like, their purpose?
They are schematics for how to make whatever these are, but again, to their purpose,
I'm sure.
can't be sure.
Let's
Have you ever tried remaking one of these?
Well, of course, yes.
No success?
As I say, they seem to have a will of their own, almost. They resist being worked on.
What was the work you had mentioned?
In regards to...
Trade for the orb plus a little work you said.
Yeah,
You'd
you
mentioned.
said you'd throw in a mechanical bear.
Mechanical bear, yes, of course. There is someone I need found. A paying job. Quite a bit of travel involved, but 5,000 gold in it if you bring me back this individual
You think it's
alive and well,
How much?
unharmed.
5,000.
5,000.
Luke has the look on his face that Kevin has on his face as well. It's like
5,000 gold?
That's a big sack of
We
gold.
couldn't convert it to platinum if carrying is an issue.
I haven't even heard of platinum. What is platinum?
It's a little bit more valuable.
Not yawn.
5,000.
that's a lot of coin. How about this? We hold on to the orb for now.
What?
And we do this job for you. I mean, you understand that an item of this rarity and potential value is not something that we would want to give up quite so easily. But if we had an idea that you were a trustworthy individual who might send future work our way, we might be more inclined.
Plus a bear.
The promise of 5,000 gold, not enough. Future work as well. I always need capable associates. Those who are willing to do what needs to be done, make a few extra coins.
Sounds like murder.
Well, not explicitly, but whatever you need to get done.
I've drowned a few bodies in my time. Oh, never mind.
A skill I'm sure will pay dividends.
Is a figment.
Truth be told, I think this is likely all related. I don't believe in coincidence, but I would like you to find my granddaughter, it'll be my son-in-law's daughter. I think her father might have, he was a tinker, much like myself. One of the best, and I've reason to believe one of these might have come out of his workshop, and if we could find his workshop, that would be...
Is he still alive?
He's not, no.
Where's the last place you had confirmation that he was?
I haven't heard from him in years. His daughter would be the best place to look. Perhaps she knows anything she may remember, even.
Where is she?
Last, she was confirmed to be in Waterdeep. It was a week ago. Not an easy task to find one person in the world, but lucrative.
Quite lucrative.
You need her murdered?
No, she is to not be harmed. Bring her alive.
Unharmed.
And, if I get word that she was assaulted or accosted in any form...
Then you send us to deal with those guys.
Something like that, yes.
What's your daughter's name?
Nicole.
Granddaughter.
Granddaughter, sorry?
Yes, I'm Penumbra Kelder, and she is Nicole Kelder. And he fishes in his desk again. He's able to give you a like an artist render, a drawing, basically.
Of her?
Of her, yeah. And, I mean, to your eyes, just appears to be a gnome like him. I don't know, appears to be a female gnome. Short, dark hair.
How long has she been
kind of
missing for?
undistinguishable. I haven't seen her in... It's been years. If she even remembers me, not since she was a baby.
So how do you know this? Is this picture like up to date?
Well, I gather it's reasonably up to date within a year.
Does she have any known associates?
Not that I'm aware of. Unfortunately, a name and a description. A picture is about all I can provide.
It's water deep.
Guess we got our next thing.
Next mission. 5,000 gold. And a bear.
That's a lot of coin.
That is quite a bit.
There's not a lot to go off of, though.
Yeah, that is very much so needle in a haystack,
I mean,
especially in water deep.
Yeah.
We are a talented group of individuals. I think if anyone can find this person, it's probably us.
Yeah.
Do you think she still goes by the same name? Why would she leave in the first place?
Can't be sure. She may. I have no reason to suspect otherwise.
Last name was Kinder?
Kelder. Celder.
Your Penumbra?
I could have
That's
spelled that for you.
correct.
The name is Taft.
It's a pleasure to
Holden. Taft.
meet you.
Yeah, we can definitely take on this task for you. It might take some time for us to track down a single person in
It
such a
is
large...
about a month's journey on foot, so I would expect it to take some time, yes.
It's a month away.
Give or take. Maybe less by
Months
horseback,
long.
but less even by ship.
Yeah, perhaps we could do this for you, and then maybe we can discuss the orbs. Maybe we can find a partnership on it.
Perhaps, yes, my quite reasonable offer of 500 gold will still stand.
Doesn't seem that reasonable.
5,000.
For the job, 500 for the orb.
Oh, right.
now,
yeah,
if you
right,
want it.
I'm getting...
You'll
and
give
he
us
getting
the
double
5,000
He even
now?
reaches under the desk and he takes out a little stack of platinum coins. It's all right here. If that for the orb, all you need. Stacks it up on the desk beside the orb. It's about as tall, the stack of coins.
I don't think we're ready to get rid of the orb yet without knowing its value.
It does.
I think we should
purpose?
hang on to it,
I think we should hang on to it too.
because
so, yeah.
he could be just sending us off on something, and
Well,
then he
suit
gets what he
yourself.
wants.
If I really wanted to buy it, I would, unscrupulously as you suspect, I could of course offer more.
Right.
But I understand your
Well, if it's
hesitation.
not something you actually want to buy, then I'll start wrapping it up.
As I
Exactly.
say, the offer stands 500 gold.
I'm going to take my notes and say, yeah, well, the Bryn Syndicate is on it. We will find your granddaughter.
Brindig hit.
Yes, as I say, bring her back here alive and well, and the coin will be yours.
Perfect. Questions? Any other questions to get us started?
Water deep.
What was she doing in Waterdeep?
I
She
haven't
working?
seen her since she was a baby. I don't know.
And your son-in-law, you said.
That's yes, married my daughter.
Who is your daughter?
Well, it's a bit of a touchy subject. She's since passed away.
I'm sorry to hear that.
If there is nothing else,
Did she live with you after?
Nicole.
Yeah.
No, I as I say, I saw her briefly as a baby, but haven't been in touch.
What is your interest with her, other than finding family?
As I say,
Is that
her
it?
father's workshop may hold this legendary secret that has been lost for as long as
That workshop.
We know.
Where's the location of that workshop?
That's what I was trying to find out.
Oh,
That's what he's trying to
that's
find
what our
out.
job is.
oh, I see.
That's why we're looking for the daughter to see if she has information
Great.
on.
Good.
You've had too many beers. Holden.
I've had gold and platinum signs floating around my head.
See that fat stacks of cash.
Yeah.
The shield just has a dollar
He just
sign.
he palms the stack of platinum coins and takes it back and puts it away.
I actually do have one more question there, Pen. May I call you Pen?
If you feel you must.
Call him Teller.
Do you have any speculation as to what that light in the sky is about?
Oh, I forgot about that.
Kind of squints his eyes at you. And I confess I don't. Some sort of magical anomaly. It's to the north, I know. Past Waterdeep.
Yeah, surely information on such a phenomenon would be quite valuable. Don't you agree?
Well, if you bring back any relevant information, I'm always looking to purchase valuable assets.
Well, we might. We're going to be in the area anyway. Who knows where our travels will take us? But
As north of the Star Mounts,
perhaps,
as far as I know.
perhaps we can maybe another 5,000 if we bring information back from.
Well, let's not be hyperbolic, but a fair price for fair information.
Price. Fair price.
It's got to be some really good information.
And I reach out to Turmeric telepathically. It will be.
Anything else?
I don't think so. Not for me. You guys?
No, I think
I think that's all right.
that's all right.
Sure.
I have a lot of information, but and does he give us the picture?
Yep.
Okay.
So whoever's taking it, write down. You have a impression of Nicole Kelder, the
Anyone want
gnome, the female gnome.
I have nowhere to put it.
Yeah.
I have no more room on my sheet.
Just put it in the flap of your book.
That's where I keep my stuff.
Yeah, use it as a bookmark for your really important spells.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, I think I have a thing in here.
Yeah, I guess. We're on a search and rescue.
Okay, well let's
Off we
start
go.
looking for a path to Waterdeep.
Right, yeah.
It's gonna be like a month to get there.
That's good. Oh, yeah.
We should probably stock up on some stuff.
As you guys begin to consider the long journey, it will be about 30 days on foot to Waterdeep, give or take. Then begin to make plans, all the supplies you'll need to gather, the promise of 5,000 gold in the memory still. And as you get yourselves prepared for this journey, we will pick up there next week.
And we're off to the big city. The big city.
Big city.
next week, actually, because Friday we're doing a one-off. Rolling Reckless, Guy Dan.
Confirm that.
Yes, we'll pick up there
Reckless
next week. You
Guy
guys
Dan.
survived the spiders.
Oh, barely. I barely did.
Yeah, holy.
Yeah, that was
Lily is
That was-
unconscious
what
and
the
presumably still like propped up like Weekend at Bernie style at the fucking Mussels restaurant you guys were eating at, the clam restaurant.
No, she was at.
No, we didn't. We left
dropped
her
her off at the hotel.
Oh, okay.
hotel.
At the Dragon's Flagon.
Sleeping it off. Yes, we will pick up there next time. On Friday of this week, we will be doing a one-off that Kevin will be DMing. Rolling Reckless, a side story. Guy Den. Come and join us for that. One Max Gonzalez will be in the studio here playing with us.
Episode 8.1.
Episode 8.1, the Gassy Mexican himself. I will get to be a player, which I'm super excited for. And Gaudy, Game of the Year is this week, starting on Saturday. So it's going to be a madhouse on the streams all this weekend. Come and join us for some of that live. Game of the Year is on Saturday. D&D One Shot is on Friday. Probably do some other streams in there throughout the weekend. So come and join us for that. I think that's all I have to say. Oh, we will all level up to level 4 for next session. Yes, everybody hit level 4.
So we leveled up?
That's right. You leveled
Or
up.
we're leveling up next session?
For next session.
Show up
for-
at level 4
For Friday.
Oh, for Friday.
Just
sorry.
to make it make sense.
We can be 4 if you want, or we can
We
be
can
3.
do
or...
just do 3 for Friday.
Okay.
3
All right. So next Rolling Reckless proper, we will hit level 4. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Other than I wrote myself some notes here. Where is Samson?
In the sky.
Where? Don't forget the curfew. Amulet didn't work.
Yep.
Where is Samson?
Yeah.
Questions
Flying in the sky.
to keep asking.
In the sky.
He is in the sky.
He's following us.
He's always watching. If you enjoyed what you heard, please consider supporting us over on Patreon. Patreon.com/TalkingRecklessPodcast. We're a real small podcast. But this is a lot of work. This is a full-time job and then some for me. So if you want to help keep us on the air, Patreon.com/TalkingRecklessPodcast is the place to do that.
It's cold.
We have a stream we run on Wednesdays called the DMs Guild, where we do post-mortem on these games. We also design the next sessions. Come and join us for that as well. That's all I have to say, other than thank you very much, Oliver.
You are welcome.
Jay.
Hey.
Kevin. Hey. Amber. And even to Paula, who couldn't be here with us, but will be on Friday, I think.
Toilet paper roll.
Toilet paper roll.
It's not a toilet paper.
You got
You got
Indecisive.
large wipes, man.
you got turmeric-sized wipes if you need that.
Jesus. And thank you to you at home. We'll see you here on Friday for our D&D one-off. Come and join us. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on Friday for the next episode-ish of Rolling Reckless. Whoop, whoop. See you then.